his hat.
Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios, weekly Wing It number 60 here on Rumble and YouTube. And tonight we're going to go through folks on screen, then through the chat, and we will get into our discussions. We're going to add a little bit more structure tonight. Yes, we're still winging it, but we have some ideas lined up because as the panel grows, we get so many people, we need a little bit of just that guiding light. So hopefully it'll work out. First up tonight, we got Billy Bobsack. Billy, what's going on? Kapla. And alongside him, we got James Esparza, creator of World Without End. James, how are you tonight?
Thank you for the introduction. I am doing well this evening, at least evening where I am. Getting plenty of writing done. We'll have something to show in hopefully the next 2 weeks. Because it's been a little while since I updated my Substack. I'm used to updating it like at least once every 2 weeks in itself, so it's a little strange not to update it regularly, at least that frequently, I should say. But there will be something cool coming along the way. I got a lot of awesome stuff on the back end. And Stormcrow, you should definitely mute your mic or stop whatever it is you're doing over there. It sounds very naughty.
It's him walking.
Thank you, Crow. Yeah, it's the outside noise. He's on a mobile device outside in the warm Florida weather while I'm up here in New England waiting.
Is that what he likes doing in public?
Let's not speculate on that. Frederick.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm here back at the drawing board. Spent the whole week doing illustrations and inking and coloring and all that, and now I'm back working on the comic. So. And here we
awesome. Creator of Rattel.
Yes, that's right. Check it out. Oh, and I've got an interview that came out yesterday on the Why Bitcoin podcast where I tell all about my journey and a little bit how the comic came to be.
Go ahead. I think you put the link for that in the chat yesterday. If you could drop the link again in the private chat here, I'll put it in the regular chat so everyone can access it.
Grab it and I'll get back.
All right. And MD Boncher, creator of the Dream Nebula.
Tales from the Dream Nebula and a Kinawazi Saga. Yes, two of the two series, one fantasy, one sci-fi. Sci-fi snarky goodness and epic dark fantasy. Oh yeah, lots of snark, extra snark with snark on top of the side of snark sauce. That's just the way I roll. Downhill with a heavy grind. Anyway, right. Yep, I'm recovering from getting back from Big Lick Comic-Con, and boy howdy, it was an experience.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into that conversation shortly. Up next is Readout, the owner of the Readout Productions channel and Hetero Crow Media, the historian of the IronAge.
Oh, well, I'm doing good. You, on the other hand, seems like you caught a computer virus.
Yep, he's locked up.
He locked up big time.
Did I lock up or did you guys?
Got to stop downloading that internet when you're.
All right, Readout. Continue with your intro.
I think that was my intro. I'm just stating the obvious. I'm a historian. That's all I really can do is just record and observe.
All righty. Stormcrow.
Hello. You're speaking to the future herald of the singularity, future inspiring author, and hopefully future conqueror of Puerto Rico.
All righty.
That's it. That's the intro.
You haven't been here in a while.
Yeah, sorry. Life has been chaos. How's my audio, by the way?
Your audio is good.
Well, I'm trying to get life somewhat back to normal. The biggest last thing besides the holidays was that my product got sold from one company to another, and it's been chaos ever since. So,
good to have you back on again. And in the chat, first in tonight was King Bob. King Bob said, I'll be a little late, so hopefully we'll see you shortly. Ultimate Kahuna says, me too. We may be seeing him on screen a little bit later if he can.
Oh,
Readout
Roomba.
Production says, tonight be the night of the digital gremlins, and I'm not referring to the only gremlins rep on our panel. I still love that you made that, Millie Bob.
I mean, actually, you blame RH Snow for that.
Yeah, it was weird. Usually when we do weird things, you're the one who pushed us into it. This time, you were pushed into it by RH Snow. Nobody saw that coming.
I still got a post on there.
Ultimate Kahuna says, Stormcrow, stop deep throating your mic. Andrew Campbell, big ups from down under. Good to see you, Andrew.
Crikey.
Okay, let's see. Oh yes, tomorrow Ultimate Kahuna's got a show coming out. Says y'all ain't ready for tomorrow. I'll be doing one more push marketing wise, but tomorrow's anime judgment stream should be off the hook. Hopefully we'll find out what time that is, and I can let you all know before the show's over. Okay, what's this? What's going on here? We're going to judge as intensely as Kaneda cries out for his friend.
Actually, it was the buddy crying for Kaneda.
We got him back. All right, we are caught up in the chat right now, and so MD, you had quite the day yesterday, I hear.
Well, quite the weekend. We got in to vend at Big Lick Comic-Con, which is Roanoke, Virginia, and it was quite the roller coaster of a weekend. Lots of fun.
Yeah, if you could expand on the name just a bit for those who haven't heard yet.
Yeah, for all of those freaking out, Big Lick Comic-Con. Big Lick is the original name for where Roanoke, Virginia was, according to lore. And so the comic book store that started this whole thing named themselves Big Lick Comics. And Big Lick was called that because apparently in part because they call streams down here licks, and also because of the salt deposits that drew in the animals to lick the salt deposits, because without salt deposits you don't live, and animals don't mind, so, and they don't necessarily go out drinking seawater when they're inland, so they got to look for salt licks, and hence the location and the name by the comic company, and hence the con. So as weird as it sounds,
don't you love how most mammals will walk for miles just to find some salt to lick, and then our doctors tell you, oh, don't eat salt.
Oh yeah, exactly. You don't need the people forget the sodium and the chloride. You really need that chloride, or you're going to get yourself even more sick.
Yeah.
Because you
salt
can't make
is an electrolyte.
Yeah, and sodium has to be balanced with your magnesium, potassium, and calcium.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get all sorts of problems.
Now, I understand the issue with the table salt, that white iodized salt. That's garbage, because that's just all the
natural stuff
has been stripped.
Yeah, I mean, they stripped out everything, but they've added iodine, which actually is really important. Morton's salt actually almost single-handedly eliminated goiters from Western civilization by iodized salt, and not charging any more for their product. That said, it's still not as healthy as a lot
pink salt
natural,
or a sea salt.
Right, but then you still got to watch out for iodine, because you're not naturally getting it from your salt. It was a perfect combination that way. So
yeah, but you do want that full mineral profile to actually get the benefits of what the salt's supposed to do for you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I just derailed our own topic, so please go back to what we were discussing.
No big deal. Excuse me, 1 second. Yeesh! I tell you, you get sick once, you're coughing for months. But yeah, so me and Bambo, my wife, as she is known on the Drink with Crazy community, we went down to Roanoke, which is only a couple-hour drive away, and had a fun time vending down there. We set up our booth. Unfortunately, I have my picture, the one picture of it on my phone, unless I put it in chat and the ADWC gilded. Anyway, and we had a really good location, just a couple rows down from the main stage, and just off the end aisle. Placement is often a big factor when it comes to these things. We were right across the aisle again from a really cool independent author. There was actually a lot of independent authors there. I counted, I think, 5 of them. One of them, the guy across the aisle from us, his name's James Maxey. I recommend his books highly. He does fantasy, he does superheroes, he does dragons, but he also has done a book on writing that actually is fairly good. And he was influential in kind of helping me decide, yeah, I want to start doing cons as a way to vend my books. And I'll be honest, independent authors need to start flooding this space and going there, not only to get opportunities to sell their books that they flat out don't have online, because let's face it, online you're fighting for attention from the entire world. You go to a con, even if it isn't a Comic-Con, find something that kind of matches what you're doing, go there and network. That is the real secret sauce we kind of been discovering over the last year, because we started not last October, but then it was the previous October, and so we're kind of beginning our second year of going to these cons and trying to find what's good for us, what's in range, what we can actually do to make money, and make the costs count. But it's a giant learning curve, but there is a real good need for indie authors to get in there. The payback can be worth it if you can find ways to fund your way to be able to afford the booth, the hotel if it's that far away, the drive cost, and of course have something more than just a book. I'll warn you, if you got 1 book or 2 books or 3 books, you're probably going to want to find something to help fill out your booth a little bit, some merch to go with it, because otherwise you kind of sit there looking lonely. And you definitely want to spend a little money on booth decorations so it grabs people's eyes and make you look professional.
That's where I got lucky when we set up a booth at the Shad Derby. Because my niece already had a booth there to sell a bunch of crafts that she made. So I was able to split the cost with her, set up my books right there with a table, and it kind of just all blended together nicely. And
Nice.
I like the fact that every time I walked away, it came back to sold a book.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
It's like the best thing I could do for my books to sell is get out of the way. I like it.
Well, yeah.
Sure. Let me ask you something. All right. So let's say future, whatever happens, right? I have 3 books. I'm selling them at a con. I got a booth. What would you recommend I fill out in merchandise space?
Well, it depends on what your book does. I mean, I was going to see if I could try to call up to share the picture, see if I can pull out one of the pictures here. I'd have to do it through my phone and loop it around. Fun stuff.
And Pritchard Pub has joined us. Welcome, Pritchard. Good to see you.
So let me see.
Ah, yes, the gang is all here. Hail the Iron Age. Don't forget to smack the butt. Yes, please hit the like button. Share all that good streamer stuff, please.
Excellent.
It does help the algorithms, whatever the algorithms are supposed to be. I'm not sure what that means, but we're supposed to chase those things, and I'm going to catch it.
Yeah. Yep.
Then I'll chase it again. It's a thrill of the hunt.
Oh, absolutely. And what you need to put into your booth is often it should be something related to what you're doing. So, Andrew Campbell nails it right there. Look at what other big writers do for merch. If you have things that would match for you and you can afford to do it, do it. I mean, I print banners through Instaprint. And I have those hanging up of my book covers. They're 3x4, and I'm going to have to redo some banners and create a new one. So we'll have more rotation and things that look even more professional, a new table runner, all these little things that make your booth look pro. They are a huge help that way. Here we go. I finally can get a hold of what I'm needing. Okay. Send it to myself. I'll send it to her. Okay, sorry. Brainle thing is working. Yeah, well, we're winging it, right?
That's right.
But yeah, so for instance, I have, of course, my Vikings-based saga, the Akinawazi saga. So we decided, okay, what can we get that's Viking themed? Bambo
Beer.
for a while. No, it can't be beer. Don't have the liquor license. Yeah, aw is right. Yeah.
Neither did the Vikings. It's
Yeah,
authentic
well,
that way.
she did. Well, actually, she made stuffed Vikings, gnome style, and the little Vikings and Valkyries. Those we have in the booth. We also looked up medieval board games, and we create those to attach to the project. So it's kind of funny when one thing doesn't sell, another tends to make up for the lack. It's kind of weird that way. So on Saturday, for instance, the books weren't moving that good. So, but people were coming in and buying Morris boards like crazy. It was great. A lot of fun to see them go. Here, I actually got the image coming up. I'll be able to share the link with you in a second.
Cool.
Of what
good to see you, King Bob. Glad you could be around, even if just in the background.
So,
and Andrew Campbell suggests drinking horns.
Okay, it won't let me put it in there. Morris board. Morris is a ancient game invented by the Romans, and it was invented by the Romans, popularized amongst the Vikings, taken all over the world, and it even came to the American colonies on the Mayflower. They used to find the board carved into temples and cathedrals all over Europe. Very popular game. Lots of fun. I tell people when they're looking at it, say it's like tic-tac-toe meets checkers' bigger, angrier brother.
Yeah.
And
good to
that's
see you tonight, Brian McCoppin. Since Maji's not here, I'll shout it for her. Demon Beavers!
Okay, that's where I can put it. Here we go. I dropped it in the Gilded for you, Wrangler.
Alrighty.
And it'll pop up about now.
The Ultimate Kahuna is in his favorite hangout right now.
He
says, I'm in the shower. Y'all need to know.
Oh, well.
No,
that makes sense.
Raven said, seems there's some vids on YouTube on how to play it. Are you talking about the Morris board or vids of Kahuna in the shower?
Oh, God.
The Morris board.
Shove something in here to scratch that memory out.
Are you like Brian McCoppin's response to that? He says, Kahuna, me too.
Well, my
shower bros.
Oh, the cringe is real.
Hold on, guys. I gotta say this.
Meanwhile, Andrew Campbell's actually being productive.
Well, he's a time lord. He's on the other side of the world.
Kahuna, remember, once you get out of the shower, you gotta take laxatives to help push it out. Remember? You gotta do that. For those that know know what I'm talking about, you know why.
So
I don't want to know why.
Did you
shut this?
There you go, Ray.
He shut the C4 up his ass in our session.
Now, no. Yeah, this is our booth. Yes, that's Bambo hiding back in there. So, but as you can see, her parents make wooden toys there in the lower right. So we brought those along, and those up above there, you see the stuffed Vikings and Valkyries there. We also had my sister-in-law knits Angora caps, so we have those in there, toboggans. And then, of course, we have the books in the back there, nice and centered for everybody to see. And those board games are on the left-hand side there. And the one in the front with the yellow and orange pieces out is the Morris board. Otherwise, you can see Fox and Geese. And we also have Taffel, which is Viking chess.
Oh, wow.
So, and this year, we are going to be adding a fourth game to our collection, and that's going to be medieval style checkers, aka draughts. And that's
cool.
That's a 10 by 10 board. So a bit different. But that's what I'm talking about. When the books didn't move, the games were moving. When the game, oh yeah, she also has a whole bunch of she makes soap as well. So we have those and bath bombs there. So we try to have a bit of an eclectic thing, and we were going to do some things attached to Dream Nebula with the bath bombs, and we did it with the soaps, kind of having themed scents and whatnot. But
that just works better with with the title of the series, Dream Nebula. It just seems to fit somehow.
Yeah, with funky swirly colors, but we kind of balked when we took a look at the price for colored micas, which you have to use for bath bombs.
Yeah,
like, ooh, those are spendy.
The juice ain't worth the squeeze on that.
Not really. Not really. For us, the best things for us to sell are the books and the games. Those are the two biggest punches for us, at least for profitability. But and like I said, when the books aren't moving, the crafts often move. If you do art, put up prints. If you have if you do your music, you have your CDs or whatever you're going to do for that.
That would be kind of tough, a music booth, because you just have CDs and jewel cases. It doesn't fill out like all the merch you have, unless they have like plushies and posters and stuff.
Yeah.
But I would imagine it's tougher to build up a merch thing off a music CD than off a story series.
It depends. It really depends. I mean, we are experimenting, and everybody who starts doing it is starting to experiment. The guy across, stickers. We got stickers in there. We've got fridge magnets and other things. Yeah. I'll tell you, if you're talking hoodies, hats, and whatnot, the problem with that, and it's the one that stopped us from doing it, is that getting the stock, keeping the sizes is the same problems that you have everywhere else when it comes to those kind of merchandise. If you're not stocking it, you're not selling it. And if you're not, and you can't stock it unless you buy it first, even wholesale. And you can get stuck.
A little bit of overhead is required.
Yeah, well, more overhead than you want to admit, unfortunately. We started out making wooden swords and shields, and we kind of still do a little bit. But they sometimes just flat out will not move. You don't get the kids in, they're not interested. I mean, you can see the wooden crossbow back there. That's a rubber band shooter. Yep, in the right. Yeah, that's a rubber band shooting crossbow that her father made, and he usually makes them for all the trade. They go to craft shows and sell those, things like that. So yeah.
The kids won't get in trouble with those. No.
Well, we almost had that little school bus walk off for the kid who thought it was just, the daycare, and you could just walk off with the toy. It was very cute. It was, one of those things. Yeah. The kid was maybe 3, maybe, but that happens. And, you never know what you're going to get there. And, so, yeah, I mean, but if you go in there, that's just one aspect. For us going to these, we sell more books at these than any other way that we have right now. That's still enough, not enough on its own to be like, cranking out lots of, I'm not going to be buying a new car anytime soon. I'm doing better than laundry money, but we're not making car payments yet with this stuff.
Gotcha.
At least with the shows. But it's the networking opportunities that came up, that are starting to come up. And the more stuff you do with that, the better. There you go, Chill Kid.
But see, Chill Kid's got merch, so like maybe he could pad out a booth with some of this stuff. And some of this stuff's pretty cool. I like his logo, I really do. And I've been meaning to get one of where's I was hoping that there was a Chill Kid shirt with the way he has it on the mug here. I was hoping he had a shirt with that 3D glasses looking type, but I'm not seeing that. That doesn't mean it's not there.
I believe the design terminology for that is a chromatic abbreviation.
Chromatic abbreviation?
Yeah, which they should just call it chrome or something. I like 3D better. Seems just much more communicative.
That's freaking badass looking right there.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
The only problem when it comes to clothing is what size you carry.
Yep. I got to point out my own as well.
Well, do that. I didn't put my store up, so. But I had the Kindle in. I was showing people. Said if you are curious, we also got this. But yeah. But having the sizes there, that's the catch.
Yeah. Here's the sizes available. Goes up to 4XT. Or 5XL or up to 4XT.
The booth that was kitty corner from us was selling all sorts of snarky nerd shirts and things like that. And I wish they actually went up to 6X though, but I could see already the amount of stock they had. Oh man, you just worry if you get stuck with things, how that's going to end out.
through Teespring, it seems like it only goes up to 2XL on this style of hoodie.
Depends,
Right.
yeah, completely on the.
Because there's a whole bunch of different styles they have in here that, like, it can get overwhelming at first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was kind of going, "Whoa, what am I gotten into here?"
But what's cool is if you set up through Teespring or something like that, you can do posters, and this was really cool. I didn't know they did this. Metal plates.
Yep, I've got my covers on those too for them. Yeah, Andrew, they make humans up to 6X and bigger because that's what I wear. Yes, I am not what you would call svelte.
So I have options available to pad out a booth. However, ordering multiples of different of these various objects can get costly very quick.
Clothing is usually the kiss of death in that regard because you have to have so much stock of so many things. And although you might sell out in one size, you might be stuck with 4 others. And you got to have one for every different. So it's really kind
not to mention that's just one character. I have more designs coming soon, so that means buying the stock of the different types of art you have available on your shirts and stuff, and then the sizes.
Yep.
So it can add up quickly.
Yep, that absolutely can. That you can get into it kind of on the cheap. That's sort of how we did it, except I was very lucky to be married to a woman who is much craftier than me. So she's like, I'll just go over to Dad's wood shop and make these wooden swords and these wooden shields, and the process improved over time. But also you got to keep in mind the time cost variant to the whole thing, because let's face it, if you're spending 12 hours to do something you're only going to charge $25 to, how much money are you really making with that sale?
Yeah.
Especially if you start considering more than just materials, it really isn't worth it at that point. So you start paring down and paring down and paring down of what you need to put in a booth to make yourself more than one sad little book. I've been to cons where it has been an author, and my heart breaks. You see this author, you can tell it's like maybe his first or second show, or he's used to going to craft shows and farmers markets where he doesn't even have any signage, and it's just him sitting there or her sitting there with their book and a handmade sign and nothing else, not even a tablecloth. And you're just like, whew. I really feel for them, but minimum bar to entry.
And I would have done just the same thing had my niece said, no, we gotta pretty this up.
Good niece. Good niece.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Richard Pub says there's always smalls and XS and XXL left over.
Yeah, everybody wants to go to the XXX or the double the XXS or the kid sizes. Yeah. And then they start asking weird questions, and you're like, oh boy.
Also, don't forget Black Knight has a merch store as well with some cool stuff.
Hamster awesome.
Yeah, everybody loves Awesome. He is as his character's name. I like the part in the book where Awesome met somebody new and they said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Awesome." They're like, "I'm glad you're confident, but what's your name?" And he goes, No, that is my name. I'm Awesome, but I'm also awesome.
I'm currently reading the 4th book of Mom Brom's Gambits, and I can say right now, Awesome, and it's not feeling very awesome right now.
Poor Awesome. But yeah,
Roy says he has a merch store too. I don't have that link handy.
Yep, he does.
But I'll drop links for Chill Kids and Black Knight's store in the chat.
Mine. Might as well share mine with you all too.
You got a merch store? Then let's see the link.
If I can get my fingers to trace properly over the links. You poopy head. We're doing that today. Okay, we'll go that way. Winging it privileges. Winging it privileges. Okay, there we are. That is not it. Don't you love it when you click the wrong thing? There we are.
I do that all the time. All right, the Apple Crate one is Black Knights. I just dropped that. Chill Kid is coming next. It's easy to spot the name of his. His is called Chill Kid Super Awesome Store. I'm not sure why Black Knight went with Apple Crate for the name of his shop.
Well, I just went with the business name, so.
Okay. Oh, nice. You got the
all the covers.
Yes.
Yep, all the covers. So, and you get the redo, the redone second cover for Lucid Reality, because Teespring said the original cover was too violent for some reason.
Yeah.
But I do that. I do wall hangings. I've got also all the I got clothing showing up farther to the bottom. But,
King Bob answered my question. He says it's from the books. I haven't gotten to the part where Apple Crate would come into play. I've only read the first two, and if Apple Crate was mentioned in there, I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's your link also in the chat. Now let's check out your. I don't think I've looked through your merch shop before. Let's take a look.
No. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You. I think you're the one who first pointed out the cell phone covers to me.
Yep. And the camping mugs, all the other stuff in there, and then I have the sweatshirts, hoodies, and t-shirts at the bottom. I have the trucker caps. So if you want artwork on the wall, we got you. If you want it on a mug, we got that too.
Is that a coffee mug or a soup mug?
That's a camping mug. So that's for taking camping there. I guess you could put soup in it. And we got lots of different colors too. So
yeah. Trippy, you're not here. You don't even need to take anything to look at this stuff, Trippy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is this on the Kinawasi Saga stuff?
Yes, that is from Into the High Places. That's the cover there. And these are, I always like to do scenes out of my books for the covers. So that is a scene. So it's a very messed up scene too.
So messed up, you can have it on the back of your phone.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, till the next phone. Yeah. But you got to choose your shots a little better when you have the
here we go.
Opening. Yeah, there you go. That is okay. So you saw in my booth there, I have the banners up. That banner, someone has already called dibs for when I retire it. They want to buy the 3x4 banner, and that would be one of our fellow IronAgers. He's not in the chat right now, but we got visited by the Tim Allen while we were there, and there are
nice.
Yep, he came and hang out. Yep, got himself autographed copies of the Akinawazi Saga, unlike the rest of you losers. They did it without the signatures.
So you had the chance to meet some folks while you were there?
He was so happy to come visit. He braided his beard. He came in true Viking form at as best he could, and it was great. That was as close to cosplay as he was going to get. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to have him show up and blast the old bovine excrement. Yeah, he's a great guy. He really is. Got to meet his daughter who helped him get there. And yeah, I mean, that's one of the best things about these cons is that you get to spend time talking to, if a friend gets a chance to show up, they can hang with you for a little while and, spend some time. And otherwise, sometimes you'll get fans to roll up and they're like, oh, I got your book last time and I need to get the next one. We had that happen a couple times.
Did we just lose somebody?
Yeah, we lost somebody.
Yeah, trying to escape reality.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. They and also typed in the chat, but not under.
Hey,
no, for sure.
Before I forget, I want to hear y'all's thoughts on the last Airbender live action remake we're getting. I can tell you right now, I do not have faith, and I will not be watching it. It's
I've
giving me
seen
some
nothing
very
about it, so I can't give a
What
thought
live
on it.
action remake?
They're making a live action remake of The Last Airbender on
A
Netflix.
TV show produced and directed by Netflix. The original creators have distanced themselves from the projects.
Oh, brother.
Oh, that's always a good sign.
That's all the more you need to know.
No, Rita, tell them exactly why I will not watch it.
Let them burn in their own filth as they deserve.
Why are you?
But a lovely
what's with the
singing
red?
voice.
What's with the dark side tonight?
He's recovering from his trauma from a session.
What are you talking about? This is how I always look and sound.
Kahuna, next time you do one of your reading streams, use that voice and read Dr. Seuss.
Nope.
I do not like green eggs and ham. No, Sam, I am.
Oh, wait a minute. Kahuna. Better idea. Do the fight between Fenris the Feared and Logan Nine Fingers in that voice. Why not?
The Bloody Nine.
Oh, God.
Or just recite any of Senator Armstrong's lines in that voice.
I made it the fuck up.
You know, ironically enough, Senator Armstrong, I vote
The
for him.
memes. You don't understand. They're turning the frickin' frogs gay. Anyway.
Yeah, Alex Jones alert.
How's everybody doing?
Hanging loose and lucid.
We're talking merchandising.
Merchandising?
That's
Well, I've been wanting to think. I've been
trying.
trying to think of what I could sell for on my channel, but I was thinking maybe one of those Kahuna sacks they hang off the back of a truck,
No truck
specifically
nuts.
branded, molded as it were.
Do not brand the
but
truck
do
nuts.
you know what happened to the first run
Uh-oh.
that he tried having
Lagged
manufactured?
out.
They got those weird chemicals.
in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Turn the frickin' frogs gay!
Oh,
Anyway,
very
I
good.
can't see, so we're gonna have a purifying light. Oh.
natural light! Get it off me! Get it off me!
He's
I
gonna
wear my sunglasses.
I am a
at
changed
night.
man. I've been bathed in the light of our Lord, and I feel no, never mind. I can't say that.
and you will be
Check,
absorbed and brought to the light of the singularity, my friend. Bless the singularity upon you, sir.
But on a happier note, Matthew
I'm trying
Chen
to
says
walk the stupid
hi.
path of peace. You make me want to walk the path of pieces.
Anyway,
Matthew-chan!
AC Pritchard.
AC. Oh, so sassy. So
Look.
sassy.
Yeah, so maybe that is something we should all be considering more, is the opportunity to set up as conventions. Like the Shed Derby is the only one time I did that, and it was interesting, but
Well,
I hadn't really given it much thought. And as you're saying this, you've mentioned it a few times. Maybe that is something a lot of us are overlooking.
Well, yeah, it allows you a great direct contact with the people.
sorry.
Kahuna is a technical difficulty at the moment.
The singularity is fighting back. That's what's happening here.
Nah, you're just an attention piggy like my cats.
He is humanity's first technical difficulty to ever be embodied. In a human
It's not
body.
even AI. It's just my own incompetence. The only thing I can't defeat.
Well,
You must be at least 10% smarter than the equipment.
But yeah, as you're saying, Wrangler, it is an opportunity. But not only that, there are ways that you can both expand your reach and reduce costs in sharing booths, like getting a few people together to go out there. A couple actually bigger name authors, at least bigger than me. They've been indie, and they're hybrid authors. They have some stuff done Trad Pub. They had some stuff done indie. They were there. Stuart Jaffe was the name of the one of them, and I'm blanking at the name of the other guy, and it's killing me. But they were in a great position, a great location. But they shared the booth and the cost, and they were able to get a lot of activity over there. So never forget that you can find people to work with that can be complementary And also, if you don't have much as a booth, there you go. You can really build yourself up that way. Sorry, all of a sudden.
Did you see what James Esparza built? Check out his check out James's avatar there.
Nice.
Yeah, a little something I was working on last night, little nighttime project.
I'd say that's IronAge compliant.
I am a video editor / graphic designer, so that does give me a little edge in those compartments. And I know what you mean, because graphic design in itself can range in pricing to extremely absorbent and ridiculous pricing.
Fucking drastically sometimes.
Yes.
My father-in-law he did that for a living, so yeah.
I'm a self-trained graphic artist. I'm better on the lower end of the spectrum, but I can lay out books. I used to lay out newspapers, design logos, corporate identity packages, all that kind of stuff. So
I am also on a
You're
spectrum,
fancier than me,
a
James.
different spectrum, but I am on a spectrum, so I'm included.
You fall somewhere in the range of electromagnetic radiation spectrum. You can be detected.
Hey,
but yeah, that's some fancy stuff there, James.
Oh, geez, Pritchard.
That's what we're here.
So-
We're here to promote smoking, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Hey, so look, one of the topics that I saw in the Gilded that I really wanted to share with you guys is, well, world building and y'all's message for that. Because frankly, I love doing that. World building. You know, it's kind of a good thing for the brain and soul. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking of all the ways I can torture my readers and my players.
World building is good for the soul so long as you're actually writing. There's two different kinds of people. There are the people that will world build endlessly without end.
Yep.
And they need to just write. And then
Thank
there are
you.
other people who need to maybe plan a little bit and do a little bit of the back end before just plowing through.
As a segue or as a related point there's nothing worse than having somebody come up to your booth and say, I've been world building for 23 years and this is my story. You're like, oh no. It ranks down there with, let me tell you about my cool fanboy-esque character for enter role-playing game here. No, no offense, guys. We don't want to hear.
I built in my head for years before I started writing. Of course, I did a lot of that without the intention of actually writing. I was in with ideas, putting together continuities in my head, and I didn't realize I was actually going to do something with it.
Well, it's because you thought you were doing a game when you were actually making, the back end of a book.
I'll tell you this though.
Stuff I had to have straight, and I had a by the time I went to put a world together, because it's just, I drive for a living. That's a lot of time in my own head.
To Stormcrow, because I know your question was wrapped around more so like RP than writing. Like that is 100% to me. Because as most of you know, I began selling a world that happened. My whole shtick is selling the world that happens to have stories in it. First and foremost, the world as a whole existed, or I should say, like, the world was created to house these stories. So if you're a person who likes to tell stories, or it sounds like you kind of want to have your place to take people to explore, I would suggest to focus all on world building. If you don't want to just write whole on stories and you want to say, hey, I want to create more of like an RPG game with a linear narrative thread, it might be good to focus on the world before anything else. So of course, that's just coming from a guy that goes down that route, so to say.
Oh, well, my main thing is...
The project makes a difference too, perhaps, because you have to have all that continuity figured out before you can write things, or else you'll end up with contradictions.
That's nice.
Yeah, like the thing is, literally my whip, my work in progress, whatever, it literally spawned off from an idea from one of my best friends called Mr. Mind Player here in the Gilded, and all he told me, we're planning on an RPG we're going to play together in the future, is basically his version of the World of Darkness, which is going to have a more sci-fi Fallout bent to it. And the thing of it was I was the one that kept adding in more details of like, oh wait, maybe this can affect this country here on the planet, and it can maybe be like this culture and it has this language. And I was the dumbass nerd that was like, there's no easy way to say it. I tokened it way too hard, and I ended up basically taking the concept for myself. And he told me, dude, just write a book. Just write a book about all this. And
Yeah, man, just write a story. Yeah, just do it.
That's my paradox. That's my paradox.
That's always what they say, isn't it? They say, hey, go write a book. Like it's something you can just pick up and do. It's like, hey, just go become a lawyer. Just go practice law. Go do it.
James, it's not that hard. Just if you're homeless, just buy a house.
Or even better.
Thank you, AOC.
Because you just need to know how to like read, right? That's the point. You need to know how to read and write, and you can write a book.
As Paris Hilton so eloquently said, stop being poor.
Space lasers.
Anyway, guys, just stop being poor and it won't be a problem.
I see a random Tim Allen.
Stop being alive. I'll cure the cancer. How about that? Does that work?
Stormcrow, just stop being Puerto Rican. That's like halfway there.
I can't, bro. I have to like peel off all my skin. That's the only way I can stop being Puerto Rican, man.
Are we going to start an Islander war again?
I believe somebody needs to call up Epstein's mother.
Oh, that fucking bitch.
Then she can write a note. Signed Epstein's mother.
Some of the fun things I've seen, I was going to suggest maybe you could have silver rounds, but considering some of the expectancies on the premiums on those, that might not be a good idea. But copper rounds might be a better or easier, cheaper thing, because I think copper runs for like $1 a pound or something. I think I could be wrong there, but then like an ounce round runs about $3.
That's what the crackhead taking all the supplies off of our job site said. Anyway,
as we are constantly reminded, there's 9.7 pounds of copper in traffic cameras. I don't know who needs to know that, but someone does.
Thank you.
I wouldn't mind there being a few less traffic cameras.
I might need that statistic for someday. I don't know why.
It's book research. It's book research. Really, Ossifer.
Also, read out. I haven't told you, but there is a dress code for tomorrow's stream, son.
What's the dress code?
Pants?
An anime shirt if you have it, and or a suit jacket. We're going to be judging people. We need to show them that we're better than all of them.
No, you two panels of judges, shirts and skins.
What about both?
No. Kahuna, Readout cannot come to you like that. He has to come to you with a white shirt and blue pants with white sneakers.
I'll be right back.
And he has to look like
don't you mean a white shirt? Anyway.
No, Readout, you better come in. You better come on a Shinji Ikari for that stream, boy. You better do it.
Skunk's Workshop. Great question. What time tomorrow? I believe I set it for 6 p.m. I'll grab that link here in a second.
6 p.m. Which time zone?
Pacific Standard Time, the only time that actually matters. Bontra, thanks for asking.
The East Coasters would like to have a little wide with you.
You do realize that's
in the trunk of a car.
They can have whatever word they want. I don't have to deal with traffic like they do.
Yeah, you don't live. Yeah, well, we've heard about Los Angeles. You can suck it.
There's how much?
I mean, I'm from Seattle. I just might, Boncher. Let's see.
Now, what were you saying, Rita?
I did not need that.
What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. I asked,
There's no saying.
Can I do both?
He was sure saying something. What were you saying?
Street lights.
I believe I need to go find them.
About to catch fire or something, you know?
That's later in the month.
Oh yeah, I said I told you what the dress code was, and if you're ready for tomorrow.
I said, is there a rule against both?
You got Tim.
No, absolutely not. I was kind of hoping somebody would. I can't do a tie because most of my button-down shirts don't actually button on the top button. So I'll be doing a shirt and then one of my suit jackets.
I got a jacket for you. I got a jacket.
Could you redrop that link in the private chat so I could drop the? It doesn't land as a clickable link when you put it there.
Oh, that's so
either me or
sexual. Hold on.
Yeah, either me or Billy has to put it there for it to be clickable.
There we go. There we go.
Oh,
Thanks, I appreciate
I'll
that, man.
redrop that in a second.
I'll be doing one more push of marketing, try to put together a little video. And truth be told, I've asked everybody to put together these 3x3s, their 9 favorite anime. Truth be told, I haven't actually put mine together yet, so I still need to do that.
Choppy, get the work.
It's not that hard. I know at least half the list right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I even managed to put together 9 from memory.
I know, a lot
from when
of
I was
people
a
are like,
kid.
I don't know if they've even watched 9 anime. I'm like, I bet you have, and some of you who haven't, don't send me 9. Just send me the ones you like. Fine. I'm filling out. I'm filling out a. Royce refused, so I decided, in charity, to fill one out for him. It'll be wholesome.
I wanted to list Avatar: The Last Airbender in there, but I'm not sure. Does that even count as an anime? Because that's not from
It
Japan.
doesn't, but I can tell you right now, Billy Bob has at least 1 or 2 that do not count either. I loosened the rules for this
It's
list a
certainly
little
in the
bit.
spirit of anime, no doubt.
No. All 9 of mine count as anime. All 9.
All of yours, Billy Bob?
Yes, all of them.
All of yours. Okay.
All.
Okay. Sure. Anyway, if we're just lying, frankly, my list is also done.
Anime.
So it's on you.
You guys watching any of that Japanimation or what? Those animus?
No, but Japanimation was quite a popular turn of phrase back during the 80s.
Yeah, that was actually kind of pre my time. I didn't get into anime until 2013 when I got married. So yeah, I never I only watched like the Americanized ones growing up. So my list is
I kind of dropped out of it in early 2000s or late 90s, early 2000s.
Early 2000. You missed out on some really good ones. We had the really good run from like 2004 to 2010.
I did catch Full Metal Alchemist because at one point that I had Netflix. I got it back when it was $6 a month, and Full Metal Alchemist was up there. Just check it out.
Now, did you watch Brotherhood or the OG?
I think it was the original. I saw a couple episodes of Brotherhood and realized, oh wait, I think that happens after the series I'm currently on. So I backed out. I don't sit and watch TV series very well because even though I might get into something at some point, I'm like, I got to do stuff. And then I start working on other things and eventually I forget about it.
What did you say to your internet?
Who, me?
I think he called it a racial slur.
Yeah, because it really fucking hates you this last 2 weeks.
I know, it was really bad. It's not as bad as it was the other day. I'll grant you that.
We just changed the router last week because our it's supposed to be. And then after we changed it, everything else started working better, but I don't think I'm getting the same room because
no.
Oh no, I can't.
You're just gibberish right now. No disrespect, but you're just gibberish right now.
Hey guys, Shad's AI is getting him. Run, quick!
Run!
There's no time. Wait, we got some. There's no time. Get out of there.
Get to the topper.
You are young.
Yeah, that's about it.
I think I saw Royce. He's doing a video on his thoughts. Did Royce actually watch the whole thing?
I tried to, but the mountains noped us. We were driving home at the time that I came across it, and
I watched most of it, but yeah,
I
haven't gotten through it yet.
My biggest takeaway is the other 2 dudes were like, they were good. They were respectful.
they were pretty chill. George was flustered, and Shad was kind of a dick, but
yeah, he was like
all respect, Shad. I do like a lot of what you
the side scrollers thing.
I hate. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see any of that yet. Then
also, anyone see those? There's a lot of fucking drama recently, but anyone see that recent video by Ethan? Not Ethan Van Sciver talking about how the Iron Age isn't a thing, and I'm like, and then John A. Douglas, the Chad, is just like, actually, here's a video of you talking about it, exactly what it is, contradicting everything you just said. So
are we saying EVS or who?
EVS, yeah.
Oh, when did he say that?
Like recently, like the other day, today maybe, or yesterday.
I really don't care, to be quite honest.
Maji, it's easy. Just leave work. You said your own's good. Oh wait, no, you work for an evil corporation. I'm sorry.
Who doesn't work for an evil corporation nowadays? I think that's a requirement.
I don't.
Dude,
you're a college student.
You guys get to live out
You
the
go
other-
to an evil
What?
corporation. You don't work there. You don't get paid.
That does count.
You pay the evil
Oh,
corporation.
whoa.
You give them money, son. No.
Speaking of which,
Zig gives us the money,
My product
and
was
we
Speaking of
give
apparently
you
sold.
nothing.
My product was apparently
Uh,
sold from a mega corporation to a small company. I think we've more than doubled their size.
guys, hold on. I want to.
Edge dropping that.
Oh, Herman, get your butt in here, brother. No.
I want to
Okay,
ask y'all
I
something.
got a question for y'all. Any of y'all? I'm actually
No,
wondering
absolutely
about Read
not.
Out and Christian. Did any of y'all watch the new Willy Wonka? Was it bad or was it good?
No, I didn't.
No.
I don't
Oh, the new
watch
one.
almost any movies unless I have a lot of faith that they're going to be exceptional. I watch reruns of old movies and I watch like anime special releases of new shows when
First,
they
I
bring them
watched
to
the-
theaters.
First, I watch the trailers, then I go find the spoiler reviews, then I'll consider whether or not I'm going. I do not go into.
spoiler
I
reviews.
go watch spoilers. Hell yeah.
You monster!
That's right. I do not
Oh.
trust. I couldn't trust Hollywood to fall out of a boat and hit water.
Like
Those
kahunas were here and now
morons.
they're here.
Yeah, exactly. They'd fall out of a boat and somehow land on dry land, even in the middle of the ocean. It's just no. I don't trust them to do anything right, so I go right to the spoiler reviews and say, "I'm sorry,
I don't
You're
even
not
look at
trustworthy."
that anymore. Like I'm friends with. I'm not friends. I'm acquaintances with Jeremy Johns, fairly big
Uh-huh.
YouTube movie reviewer.
What?
He lives just down the road from me, or he has for a while anyway.
What? Whoa,
Yeah, no,
whoa,
I've
whoa,
ran it.
That is-
Like he and I ran into each other like 5 or 6 times over the years, like on accident, and we're just like, "You want to just talk sometime?" Yeah, man, it's cool. Really cool guy.
Dude,
I've never heard of them."
He's one of the, he's
all
one of
right.
maybe the 2 or
He's
3
all right.
biggest reviewers on.
I say he is
YouTube.
the biggest movie reviewer.
Cool.
Possibly. Yeah, he's up
I-
there.
Yeah, and he like I don't agree with all of his opinions, but he hasn't like bent over for the
Oh, he has
multimedia
once
groups
or
as
twice.
much. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
so
but
what-
not as a rule. He hasn't.
No,
Like, he
you
has
can tell them
definitely
they're like, "Hey, we kind of need this movie not to suck and make money, please." Except
Yeah.
for
I will say there are 2 movies this year that I did watch that I didn't watch spoilers. Number 1 was Miracle. Well, 3 Miracle in East Texas, The Shift, and just because I knew it was going to be dumb, goofy, fun, Argyle. And it had 2 twists that caught me off guard. But I also went in there with expectations of this is just going to be Batman level.
I
60s
watched the
Batman
Marvels with Maji-chan, and that was
You did that to yourself. You have no one else to
you
blame.
deserve.
I had no guys. I had a great time. I got there 15 minutes late. I sit down. We're talking. I'm like, did I miss anything? She's like, nope. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
Did the new Ghostbusters come out?
No, it's coming out here soon.
March
I think, right?
22nd.
Okay.
We are going to that just before Bambo has to go on a business trip. So we're going there to celebrate her birthday. I'm giving her taking her to a movie I want to see.
Here you go, honey.
She says that, but she wants to go too. After Afterlife, I've made her a Ghostbusters
That's it.
fan. So.
Oh wait, I can't say that anyway.
How was the show?
Hey, Rondo, Anthony,
What do you
and
mean
Chill Kid.
What do you mean with Afterlife? You made her a fan.
Yeah, I got her to see Afterlife. I went squeeze through the entire movie, and she liked it. So we then watched Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, and she
Wait. Shh. You're
Wait,
you're
she hadn't
implying
watched
that
Ghostbusters
she
in
didn't
one or
see
two?
Ghostbusters before Afterlife.
That's a big Twinkie.
That's right.
Man, who invited the Inquisition?
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
She saw Top Gun Maverick before she saw Top Gun. She
don't
likes
think I
Top
did
Gun
that.
Maverick
What
more.
rock is your wife been
you know-
living under?
Wait.
West
Pause.
Virginia.
I grew up watching Top Gun. I still think Top Gun Maverick is a little bit better as a film. I love them both. I adore them. I love the authentic 80s, but I really like Top Gun Maverick.
Remember this.
Hey.
Gun Maverick is a 1980s action movie retelling of Star Wars: A New Hope.
I'm very aware of that. Oh, I'm very aware
Okay,
of that.
good. Them's fighting words. Yeah. With
Also,
a
hey.
torpedo launch.
Real
But
quick,
I
it's not,
gotta
it's not
agree with
done.
you, MD, on the spoiler thing. Most movies, I look for spoilers before I truly become interested. Very few am I
Wrangler,
interested
no!
before the spoilers.
You have my
Until-
permission.
However,
until
if I'm already
Hollywood.
into something, then I don't want to hear the spoilers at that point.
Yeah. Well, it's like I will actually go ahead and go see Top Gun. I will go see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire without seeing the spoilers because I've seen enough in the trailer to go, yeah, I'm gonna like this anyway.
It looks like
if
it,
they
it
go,
looks
well,
like it could
it's
be good.
done.
Well, Reitman there has regained a lot of faith in the Ghostbusters fan group.
Well, he was one of the kids in the birthday party of Ghostbusters 2, for one, son of the director,
Oh,
grew
I
up
thought
with
he
it
was
his
female.
entire life, and has absolutely devoted himself to try and sort of carry on his father's legacy with that film and do and respectfully and treat the fans as well as the actors with respect. And that's why I am loving the return of William Atherton as Walter Peck, and it looks like as the mayor of New York this time.
Oh.
Uh-huh. It's not only Slimer returning, it's the big sleaze himself.
Now, technically, Walter
Sleazy.
Peck was not wrong, but he was a total douchebag in how he handled it.
He
Oh, yeah.
was.
So, sir, is this true? Yes, sir. This man has no dick.
I
love that.
I heard about this sort of a roundabout interview, kind of inside Hollywood. That one insult has haunted William Atherton ever since. People will shout that on the street at him.
Hey, Dick was the clown.
Yeah, they'll shout that line at him, and I sit there and go, it's on one hand a real testament to how good of an actor he is, but on the other hand, how'd you like to have that be part of your legacy? Is that ad-lib shot suddenly is hung around your neck? That is why I want Walter Peck, that character, to get a redemption arc with at least
for
one really
sure,
good
yeah.
zinger in there, because that man, as an actor, William Atherton, deserves to have that level of redemption for himself.
Some kind of storyline where it's like, yeah, I'm on your side now, but I still got some. I'm still a little butthurt, and
I like whenever it's that kind of joke. It's either this man has no dick, or it's like Big Willie Defoe. Anyway.
Well, just think of it this way: they already
Thanks for hanging out for a little bit,
soliloquy out.
Anthony. Anthony
They've already
Rondinelli,
shown-
ladies and gentlemen.
Rondo.
Nails.
Also, real quick, it's not done. I'm getting more, but my beautiful art is finally starting to display. I got my signed poster of Saitama from One Punch Man, local artist, signed by the dub voice actor, and then
Nice.
Godzilla, because obviously.
Nice.
Okay, there are two anime characters that I would love to get signed by the American voice actors, and that would be from Ghost in the Shell. I would love to get Bato and Motoko.
Oh, that would be.
I would
be
love.
cool.
I would like to get Mary McGlynn from the original movie,
Yeah.
or the TV shows for Second Gig or Standalone Complex. I would love
I
to
still
get
got to
those.
watch that, by the way.
I'll tell you, when you watch Second Gig, you're going, okay, what part of this isn't actually really happening now?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
how terrifying it is.
Oh, it's a little
They
bit of
should have
an
just
Inception
Monster,
mindfuck.
they should have just called it preview.
Yeah, exactly. Solid State Society too.
Yeah.
You look at that and go, ooh,
25 years
how
from
much is-
life.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you do, Tim. You got them.
Something. I have a couple signatures, but I want more. I love signed books, man. A local author of mine, I showed his book a couple of times, but I have a signed book by him.
I tell people, if you buy the book online and you run into me at a con, I will sign those things. I have no shame.
Hey, Christian, I wanted to ask you guys something. I wanted to ask you, man. I wanted to ask you. So, speaking about horrifying futures in dystopia, there is still a little bit of hope, to fight against the corporations, as a certain female wrestler is demonstrating right now with Disney, Gina Carano. You know what's happening with her?
You mean a UFC
I couldn't
fighter?
understand what you were
He's an
saying.
MMA
You're
fighter.
talking about
She's
Gina
an MMA
Carano
wrestling.
suing Disney with the help of Elon Musk?
Yep.
And it's growing. Oh, it's growing. That lawsuit is actually getting more and more.
I'm a little surprised. It's been so long at this point. I kind of figured there's nothing going to happen there, but
I think
It's a little thing called timing.
lawsuits can be
Yes.
ridiculously long, and timing as well. And on top of that, you expect them to be in court for the next couple of years. This isn't going to be
Don't-
something that rolls
Yeah,
out.
this is a
Don't
long
forget,
time.
as Readout said, the timing of that. Readout, you're dead on target. When was that announced? The day before the earnings call.
Earnings
There you
call.
go.
No, okay.
Yep,
Someone
that
said
was
the-
very intentional.
What?
I have a question. Why do you guys think Elon has attached himself
Yeah,
to this?
I think
so
it's simple.
specifically?
I think particularly because he is going to try to buy Disney in the future sometime.
He might.
No,
Yeah.
he might. I thought about that. I didn't know. Like the guy has more money than God. But
Wasn't
Wait,
Tencent,
hold on.
or was it
Let
the
me
other
ask y'all.
one that's trying to buy Disney?
Oh, that's not
Nelson
I don't
Peltz?
like how-
Yeah, Nelson
Perlmutter?
Peltz. Nelson Peltz has a sort of a cabal teamed up with them that possibly could include Apple on buying it up.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Look.
I actually I
Boy, your internet.
Chipmunk.
I fucking hate you.
It's done.
Chipmunk.
You're done.
Sorry, dude. Can't understand you.
Yeah,
Look,
one
he's changing
frame per
positions.
minute.
And,
Oh God.
and then he'll tell me what a earnings
He's moving.
call is.
An earnings call is essentially where a company will talk to the entirety of their, or at least a good amount of their investors, the biggest investors, about
the board
how
and stock
good,
owners kind of thing.
yeah, how good, how great they've been doing, and how much better they're going to be doing in the future.
And
how good are they at
lying?
And Disney has actually had a knack for having an almost like artistry in their earnings calls the last couple of times to boost the revenue of their stocks based off of primarily bullshit.
Yeah, lies mostly.
Don't forget that the day before the lawsuits were announced, Elon Musk was released a picture of the new diagram or matrix that you have to go through, the DEI matrix, to get any of your stuff made or backed by the Disney money.
Frequency
also-
Studios is DEI Matrix free.
And
Did
Elon
you
was
guys
also
see the-
walking
No,
around
it's
with
not-
Nelson Peltz shopping for
It's
companies.
Die ESG.
I liked when he dropped
He's
that.
he's beginning to believe.
Resident One has joined us. Welcome, Resident.
That's
wait,
me.
that's you.
Hey, resident.
I'm in disguise, you stupid tart. Got a little yellow beard action there for you.
Is that Raul Julia in the picture?
Yeah, he's my hero, Gomez Adams. I want to grow up and be like him someday.
I thought he looked
preferably with his
freaking
family.
Guilty.
Hey, you guilty.
Guilty Gearhead, welcome to the stream. Hey, buddy, you're late. I'll keep track. No, he's there. He is at every live stream, and almost always he's one of the first. I don't know how he does it. It's like a freaking magic trick.
Did you guys see the
He's
video
mastered the quantum bilocation.
that Disney put out on how to vote for the shareholders?
Oh yeah.
They were like, use the white card. Use the white card.
No,
use
no,
the
no,
white
no, no,
card."
no. It's called the white card. Because if you listen to that video,
White
the
card.
narrator
Oh,
can
yeah.
only say it as white. It is hilarious. They have
What?
Yeah.
their staff programmed to speak that way.
He's like that old televised like preacher. Wah wah wah.
Oh, yeah,
And on the webpage, it had
David
like
David
white
Talbot speaks like that too. I listened to his stuff on Electric Universe on the Thunderbolts project, and I've noticed when I was listening to him talk, all I could think of was Family Guy, cool whip, because he kept he pronounced like where, when, whenever there was an H in the word, you heard him say it in the word.
Hey
So this
Stewie.
is nice.
Yes,
so this,
Brian. Say cool. Say
So
whip.
this is basically going to be their earnings.
Say
call.
cool whip.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
Oh, yo. Also, I just got something in the mail. Just a little something.
What's in the box?
See if it. Dr. Alpha. Freaking
Oh.
finally, dude. I ordered this like so long ago. I forgot it was coming in.
Yeah, I think mine just showed up last week.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. The art looks so
Fulfillment.
good. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Yay, fulfillment.
What I was
baby.
going to say before earlier, and the internet was mad at me, is I kind of can't believe I got to say this. I'm siding with Ike Perlmutter. All right. I like what he's trying to do as far as save Disney from the wokeness, but at the same time, I'm like, he's the one who's responsible for Inhumans, which that was really the only true flop of the MCU before 2018 or 2019, whatever. Before Phase 4, you know.
You mean Phase 4, Marvel? Yes.
But I mean, I'm not going to hold one glaring failure against everything else. I mean, the guy kept Marvel afloat for years at one point, so I mean, he has a clue.
Yeah, well, turds float too. Anyway.
Inhumans was just so bad. I'm like, how did they get this so wrong? But now they do everything like that.
I have a question, especially for people who have been around for a little bit. Not calling out names, sponsor.
When I was your age.
I'm here, Kahuna.
So with Marvel, why would they have Inhumans and then also X-Men? It never made sense to me why they have those two different groups that are basically the same freaking thing.
Well, didn't they?
But they're not. What happened is the Celestials tinkered with human genetic DNA, and they made the Eternals, the Deviants, and then there was the rest of the regular humans. But what was left within them was a latent X gene that could result in manifesting abilities later on in the species as it carried on.
More fulfillment. Journey to Elysium and bound for the sticks. Dude,
nice.
I'm so excited. I knew this was coming in at some point.
All I can say is I've never paid attention to the Inhumans, so I know nothing about them other than I thought they were a lame book from the 80s. Sort of like
they are unfortunately lame. There's a few cool Inhuman characters, but the concept overall was lame. The Inhumans were a result of the Kree snagging some humans and tinkering with the genes because they were trying to.
Yeah, I remember that. Also,
DNA was nice and adaptable, so they could give powers and different appearances to these people. The idea was to use them for infiltration to look like a different species where they can go in, they have superpowers, and they would be loyal to the Kree. But being base at the core human, we tend to have a defiant streak and go, screw you, I'm my own boss, get away.
The only time I remember the Inhumans being cool was in a couple of characters in some of the comics, and then it went in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when that show was still decent.
Yeah, and was it Izzy Johnson, Quake? Yeah, she was Inhuman in the comics, and
she was cool.
And I don't know if they were originally intending for Sky to really be Dave Johnson, but that I don't know if that was a plan at the get-go, but clearly they went with it. But a lot of the reason they did that, is there was going to be an Inhumans movie, but things weren't working out. And at the time, Marvel Studios was a subsidiary to Marvel Television Entertainment. You know, the Marvel higher up on the food chain at the time. And as soon as Inhumans was being put on pause in the movies, TV side snagged it because they wanted to use it, and that's why they started putting all the Inhumans in S.H.I.E.L.D. as an embargo against the movies. And that was like Perlmutter. That's like the one thing about, and the other thing that bugs me about him is he's responsible for us not having a Black Widow be relevant in the series.
But I will say this in regards to Ike Perlmutter, he is also a figurehead in launching the very first Iron Man film. And he was with, most people don't know this, he's been with Marvel since 1993. 93. This guy was there before the cinematic universe was a thing.
So is he involved in like the Blade movies, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man kind of stuff?
I think he was. But I mean, but James is right. I don't want to just sit here and drag Ike Perlmutter. He's made mistakes. We all have.
And so
he's not surprised. But he didn't take something to incredible heights and go, let's ruin it with wokeness. He didn't do that.
He was one of the names they got rid of.
Then he
Yep.
joined the year before I quit collecting comics because they got so bad.
Yeah, but I mean that was Inhumans. I don't really mind because I was never into Inhumans. That's just me. What bugged me is a lot of us wanted that Black Widow movie when Black Widow was relevant to what was going on, and he was the one who squashed it because female characters don't sell toys. I see what he's saying, but this was one we wanted, and it would have kicked ass if we had that. But he's not gonna. Nobody's gonna get everything right all the time. He did a lot of good, but there was a couple glaring errors that just make me go, "Oh, that bugs me."
Well, what's weird is like, what's the name of the guy who was running the MCU? What was his name? Why can't I remember?
Kevin Feige.
Yeah, Feige. He had a good vision.
Yeah.
And he really stuck. Like they made mistakes along the way, but they really kind of stuck to it.
Well,
and then it's almost like, and then he's like, Phase 4 is going to be different. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be there.
It wasn't just him, though.
It wasn't just him, but
alone
he was
in the
an
idea
important person in that space, and he
then
was one of the people who kept it on
away-
track.
He chased away everybody else, and now
That's
he's
true.
the singular figurehead, and this is his vision, raw, without anybody else's input. That's where Marvel is.
I wonder though. Things were going really good. Then when Disney got full control, and if he was told to do this from Disney, or if he's really on board with all this and saying what he's supposed to say.
He's been pretty vocal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that.
Because he's proven he can. He was involved with the X-Men. In fact, that Feige said that Feige's input made X-Men a lot better than they could have made it. They're not saying he was responsible for all of it, but I mean, a lot of credit.
But this
with the
is him
accomplishments there in
non-reined
Fox.
in. This is him non-reined in. I actually point to Ghostbusters because Dan Aykroyd wanted to make it a 10 freaking hour movie where every single character had their own movie that just intersected with each other.
So he wanted to do a full-blown in-depth series.
That's what Ghostbusters would have
Yeah,
been if he
it was
wasn't
gonna be-
reined in.
it was
Thank
gonna be an
God
rein
somebody
these
told him
guys in.
no.
You got to
Yeah.
rein these guys in. It's not just them back there. There's a
The
lot of
original
other people
plans were for Aykroyd and Belushi because yes, the drafts go back
Mhm.
when Belushi was still around. We're going to be future, basically future spectral pest control people, but in the distant future, and there would have been interdimensional jumping and everything. The estimated cost was so astronomical. And then Harold Ramis came in and is like, so why don't we just apply this in 1984 New York?
Sounds like a weird, weirder TMNT stories.
Dan Aykroyd is a weird guy. Like he'll sit down and talk to you about the
yeah.
chupacabra. Like he wanted it to be like as accurate to what they knew about the spectral. side.
He is the living embodiment and
His character
sequel of
Mother
In
in
Search
Sneakers.
of. He is the living embodiment of the TV show In Search of. They just without the Leonard Nimoy voice.
I love all those shows.
Do you remember the movie
Oh, yeah.
Sneakers?
I loved Sneakers. He was great as Mother. He is
And
absolutely
that's probably not too far off from his actual self.
Yeah.
Just more social guile.
Yeah, very natural in that movie.
Peace out, Stormcrow.
Shout out to all the shows about
later,
searching for
Stormcrow.
monsters
Hail
that clearly
skunks.
don't exist.
Also, shout out to Evely Music real quick. He did the song that I used in my channel, and I finally
that song is great.
Oh,
He
dude,
also had one-
he's also he's redoing it with a different guitar tone that's supposed to be way better somehow.
You just got to move you got to move the conch horn blow to the end and fade into it.
I should have. I
Overall,
I worked really hard on
Otherwise,
that
it's
one,
great.
and it came out pretty good. The
Yeah,
filming was
layout.
done like over a year ago. Finally got it together, and then I cheated to get the voice, all my voice stuff that I added in sound effects. And I'm really happy with it. I'm glad that everybody has
You
been
should
so
be.
hyped about it.
Like I said, that's my only critique on it is move the conch shell to the end and fade the song into it so it isn't just a sudden abrupt cutoff. You blow the conch and then you start back up full volume. It's a bit jarring. Otherwise, I love it. So that's my only constructive criticism.
The magic conch. We're talking about the magic conch.
Evelay, Christian was able to put out one of your anime things and told us to guess, and I guessed correctly. It was you.
So a little something that was mentioned earlier, literary influences. That would I think that would be fun to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And see, first I'm going to ask Frederick, what was the literary influences that got you going on your current path?
Wow. I'm going back to the 90s comics of my youth, like just picking up a comic and getting excited with the action in there. And to be just frank, I was never following the writers back then. I was always an artist. So I'm just beginning to write and to learn like the path of a writer right now. I mean, not that I've never read. I mean, in sci-fi, I've really delved into like Frank Herbert, his The Hive, and obviously the Dune books, which I thought were just absolutely mind-blowing.
Oh, Frank Herbert. I completely thought of the wrong Herbert for a second. I had Don Herbert in mind. I don't know if you guys remember him.
No,
Mr. Wizard.
The cyber
he did science shows for kids under the name Mr. Wizard. But anyway, continue.
I know who that is.
No clue. But all the cyberpunk stuff, like William Gibson, I'm not really a fan of his stuff, but I read it. I really dug the whole immersive language.
Sorry. Anyway.
And of course, I forgot the title right now, but hero protagonist. What's the title of that book? It's the first book where you have cyberspace.
Johnny Mnemonic?
No. Damn, I can't remember it right now.
Well, cyberspace. You're right. Neuromancer?
No, Neuromancer was William Gibson. Hero protagonist.
Yeah.
William Gibson is credited with coining the term cyberspace.
Yes, and also the Matrix as well. If you like the Matrix, literally, that's what his one was.
No,
there's a lot.
So much. I would actually go as far as to say anybody who wants to go down an appreciation tour or write cyberpunk should probably read Neuromancer.
Yeah, I have.
I just started Wrenching the Machine today. This is going to be my first reading into a steampunkish type thing.
And to answer King Bob's question, yes, we can read, but we're just not allowed to read anymore. That's the nuance. The name of the book was Snow Crash, and I thought I loved that one much more than Neuromancer personally.
Well, Neuromancer is not that great of a book. It's kind of raw, but it's
very raw.
It's where a lot of stuff stems from.
It starts very well. It has a good middle, but its ending kind of fizzles, and it has to come in for a crash landing.
It has a really rough prose, like really rough prose.
And those
Welcome,
are novels.
the Lord Otter.
Those are novels,
and a wild otter appears. Poof.
Those are novels, but I'm working like in the 24-page comic format, so it's very different. Like it's very short, it's much more episodic. It feels like kind of a TV show with that episodic.
Kind of like whatchamacallit, the what is it called? The freaking X-Files, kind of like that. Is that kind of what you're going for a little bit?
Not really. I mean,
serialized.
Yeah, it's kind of like kind of a cross between Spider-Man and Batman, like the old school superheroes, and a little bit of Daredevil with there's a Kingpin figure in there who's sending off his minions. And Rattel has to fight off the minions, and then he finds this psychic Russian chick, and he's got to protect her, and she's kind of a threat to him because she can read his mind.
Ooh. Hey guys, real quick, just a question. Tim Allen's asking me to use my toy. I think he means my voice box, and do a version of an infernal voice. Does he just mean a demon voice, or does he mean like what is an infernal? Is that a specific entity he's referring to?
No clue.
I would think it's like that demonic sign one.
I know just the thing. Continue.
I'll be right back.
No, he means the other toy from Japan. James, what you have a large variety of influences that got you going. You want to dive into that a little? Can
Who
you
were
hear me?
Getting hold of? Were you looking for?
Who?
Huh?
What?
This is James.
Who's asking who what?
I asked James what got you to it. I know you have a wide variety of things that influenced you.
So vast.
I don't think we have James, and
think he's
Kahuna's
all-
in a separate world at the moment, and it's quite entertaining.
Well,
he's asking for an infernal voice, and I needed a script, so I'm looking up the weird script of the people in yeah. What's his face? Lovecraft has great weird script for that BS.
On another note, how's everyone doing tonight?
Sexy. I have a shower here in the office.
We are recovering from getting back from Big Lick Comic Con and are enjoying the evening so far with the insanity.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot of things went really well at Big Lick.
Well, the best news for me is I have now been invited to be a guest speaker at LibertyCon in Chattanooga. And that now makes it 2 that I will be actually a there as part of the programming. So I'm going to Fantasy in April, where I'll be guest panelist or in a round table, something like that. And then I just got yesterday, in a very wild set of circumstances, and all of a sudden I was just guy. One of the okay, so I'll set it. I might as well tell it this way. I always, before a show starts, I go for a quick walk around, like the hour before it opens, and get a chance to talk with some of the other vendors and things like that. And one of them was selling just the coolest nerdy shirts, and they had messenger bags and things like that. So I started asking questions about it, because I'm like, I'd love to get our logos, some of our logos put on that, and be kind of fun to get a replacement for my tack bag. And so we talked a little bit about it, and then he came over, and it turns out he's like, we found out we're going to some of the same cons. And so he said, "You're going to LibertyCon?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's the first time going there." And he said, "Hold on a moment," grabs his phone, calls up the head of the production of the programming, and says, "Hey, do you still need some more authors to be on panels for programming?" And the guy says, "Yeah, I just had somebody drop out." It's like an hour or 2 ago. So he's like, "I got an author for you." Hands me his phone and says, give him your info. So I give him my info. I got home today, and there's an email for setting up, and congratulations and welcome to being part of LibertyCon 36. And I had to fill out all the survey and everything. So bada bing, bada boom. It was really cool. And I got some good news from another friend who just got invited. She was invited to be a guest speaker panelist at BasedCon. So Hedge, I'm going to be sending her towards you. Yes, BasedCon. The con that they can't, the con they have to be so careful about who they tell where it is, because the amount of bomb threats, and
I've heard that nonsense.
Yeah, Blaine Lee Pardo goes to that one, and so does the Hedge. And I'll be running into a few of the people there at LibertyCon. But like I said, what cons really get you the access to is go in, be the good guy, be somebody that people want to be around, and what the heck? Cat acting weird. Well, this is the one that was sick. Anyway, he's apparently fine, but brain damaged apparently. What is wrong with you? He's trying to walk and scratch his ear at the same time. Duh. Anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, as I try to do. I try not to walk and chew gum. Too many people die.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the networking opportunities is where you're really going to get your chance to grow. Now, see, you, Kahuna, you need to get your butt over to these cons and start interviewing people. I'm not kidding.
I live on the West Coast, the upper northwest corner. I'm so far away.
Isn't there like a con in Alaska you can go to, Kahuna?
There's a huge Emerald City Con. All right, fine, down you go.
There's cons
but
all over the
you know
place.
what it's
They're
like going
native
to see. You know what it's like going to Seattle at this point. Ask Maji.
Like going into Alaska. There are websites you can find dozens of cons all across.
Like doing the gas town in Mad Max.
I've been thinking about hanging out with Moon at some point too. We live reasonably close to each other, so next time I go down south, I was thinking about hanging out with him. But if it's all right with you guys, Tim Allen asked me for my best infernal.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
We gotta do this right.
Let's see.
Turn out the voice. Get close enough. Flinglu nanlath Cthulhu Rylath Natangu Flaglin translates, in his house at Ryla, dead Cthulhu waits, dreaming.
That's all I got.
Cthulhu, isn't that guy that got defeated by a boat?
Yes.
Touch the butt, ladies and gentlemen. He defeated Cthulhu.
Yes.
Also, for anyone who hasn't, Berenger, the French artist who did these books are beautiful.
Frederick,
and available on
Bon
Amazon.
Dessiné off. Come on.
I should take a look at that though, because Cthulhu, as a world builder, I appreciate the Lovecraftian lore. It's extremely deep, and the social virality of it is ridiculous.
Oh, it's insane. And also, frankly, the art in this just wins. In regards to art, the French on average are not defeated by anybody.
Yeah,
It
they
also
take it
goes
seriously, man.
It also goes far beyond H.P. Lovecraft. A lot of the
That's what I
magazine
like about
writers
it.
of the era expanded on what he wrote. Clark Ashton Smith is probably the most famous one.
At first Lovecraft, next would be the Shalarverse. Everyone's going to expand on that.
Oh, and in
I
response,
can't wait till I can put that out there.
and in response to you, Kahuna, about only there's nothing really out there. I just went to a site called fancons.com to look up, and I have 9 of them out there throughout the year.
Oh,
And
no,
Emerald
I know
City's
they
the one.
exist, but there's only 1 or 2 people I know in the area who would even go to them. Like, I know Brian Asher is fairly close. I know he's probably going to be at a few of those.
Dude, I go in blind myself. It's just me and Bambo going in. We don't know people at these places. Just stick it out there.
That's true.
That was really a phrasing moment. I apologize.
I do say that I live in an area that's known for. I live in an area that's known for its
What
events.
perfect timing, Tim Allen. What perfect
I wouldn't
timing.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a few cons down here I need to look into.
In California?
No.
All over the place. Well, I live in a desert valley.
My parents are pretty close to you, actually. Yeah, they're on vacation right now.
Then, well, if you find yourself in the Coachella Valley, we can go get some Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh, dude, that sounds so good. It's been years since I had a good one of those.
Yeah, I'll take you to the best spot down here.
I'm salivating right now. No joke.
I'll tell you,
monster.
I'll tell you right now, Kahuna, if you went to a con and you track down the indie authors and artists there, you will not only have a good time, but you'd give them some good exposure.
Oh, I really should try to do it. I had stuff for in-person interviewing set up, but I some of that stuff got stolen, so I got to figure it out.
Wow.
That really sucks.
Just make sure that when you approach them, you use that infernal voice. They won't be able to refuse the interview.
Come here, boy.
A few of them may hold up crosses, but
You guys want an interview?
You're gonna get maced by the booth chicks, dude. Don't do that.
I may like it.
It's like, man, this reminds me of being married. Anyway,
that'd be a taser to a dangly bit.
you assume it's my first time. Anyway,
Christian, look in your DMs.
DMs or private chat? No, DMs. Okay, hold on. You filthy sloot. Hold on. Oh no. I'm sure it's a wholesome thing that Billy sent me, as it always is.
Most likely.
You sack of shit. You wasted my time for that? It's not even that funny. All right. Also, Frederick, you're French, right? Anyway, have you read this guy?
Canadian and German.
Exterminator 17, it's a short graphic novel, or bande dessinée.
What are the names? I can't see the names from here.
Oh, Exterminator 17.
No, the artist. No, I haven't read Exterminator 17.
It needs to be
by Lau and Dionette.
Ah, Bilal. Bilal is one of the best artists. Yeah. He's
the art isn't the story. It's fine. The art,
so
freaking insane, dude. It's like every page is just freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, Bilal is one of the best. You have to have some Bilal in your collection. He's also a director. He has made a few movies out there that you can find. Yeah, he's just absolutely incredible.
He don't miss.
No.
Like even like his ground textures, his mechanical, everything he does, man, is just like all the visuals, at least in this particular novel, are just gorgeous, dude.
Yeah, he has the same style in every comic, and his full name is Enki Bilal. If you want to Google him.
I feel like I have to speak in a bad accent.
Is it just me? When did a wild head show up?
I told you I'd be on in 5 minutes. Do you guys hear me?
That was half an hour ago. Where were you?
No, he actually.
I want to talk about bears and rabbits.
What are they?
Yes, Edge. I'm sending somebody to you at Based Con.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. I'm not a big deal there, anyways.
You know what's gonna suck?
Team up.
Huh?
Is that I bet all the West Coast cons are a little fucking woke.
Oh,
all cons are.
All of them,
almost all
down there.
Yeah,
almost all. Yeah, dude. Have you compare anime conventions now to 15, 20 years ago? It's not even freaking close. Dude.
One of the cons we went to last year, the amount of crossplay and clearly, shall we say, deviance of mental variety wandering around was so intense. We're starting to go, okay, we're even feeling uncomfortable about this.
Really? Do tell.
This is
in West Virginia.
This is the reason why I've been sticking to the small, out of the way cons.
This was a small con. This was a very small con.
Really?
So, yep, it doesn't matter. It's and what I kind of we're starting to figure out is it's the place where it's at. The city this was in is a college town, and that matters.
They were also there at MegaCon for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, the larger the con, the greater they'll attract them. So,
unfortunately,
and this is why I'll probably never get the chance to go to a true, genuine convention like that.
Well, okay, so I have a bit of mixed thoughts on that because number one, no, I don't really appreciate seeing that parading around because I'm sorry, I really I get very uncomfortable with the amount of people that are trying to cosplay their sexuality.
Right,
and
like it's a lifestyle or something.
I appreciate the people who troll those people.
Well, if you troll those people, you get thrown out because a lot of cons have a zero trolling policy that way. And I respect that. No, it's actually really needed because otherwise some very bad stuff could go down.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem is it can get weaponized. Yeah, we were seeing a few furries, but generally they're very tame. But, it's...
Were they leashed?
There's a reason, but okay,
as
so
long as they
like
don't
I said,
jerk out, they're fine.
This makes me uncomfortable, but at the same time, I'm also realizing I need to be there as also a representative of someone that isn't going to be acting all the freak. I mean,
all right.
It's like whenever you go to a con and you have the people that are basically advertising for a haunted house, and they get the performers in there trying to act all scary and intimidating. It's like, dude, you're not helping. You're not making this a friendly and fun place to be as it's supposed to. You're trying to give off hostile and scary vibes like you're going to hurt somebody. I don't, and that's perfectly fine at a horror con, but at a Comic-Con or an anime con, come on. Let's be appropriate. That's all I ask.
And plus, like, keep in mind, like, there are kids that go to these things, and you want to try to be a good example to them.
We had those small wooden toys there to draw in little kids so they can see it, and I jokingly say sturdy toys for sturdy kids. But it is, exactly what Andrew said. You see a lot of people that are there just to be overtly sexual and try to push that out on people because they feel that it's a safe place to do that. On the other hand, if people that actually have good moral standards aren't going there, you've abandoned the battlefield. Yeah, and that's why.
That's the insurance company.
You have on the top of your head.
What was that?
The fuck is this?
It's my dad's boating hat that I've taken to wearing occasionally on the channel. And no, Tim Allen, I will not fix my hat.
Man,
I know my rights.
Why do I see an otter
really
tail?
let himself go after getting fired by Disney.
Hey, keep your arousal to yourself, Otter. But yeah, we got lots of little otter tails here. Also, the last time I went to a con was in 2014, Emerald City Comic Con. I saw even back then, I saw Poison Ivy wearing nothing like tight like gymnast shorts, and then nothing but like vines you buy from a store like fake plant store. Not really covering everything up here. I saw woman dressed as Spider-Man flirting with guy dressed as Spider-Man. It was a freaking madhouse.
Crossplay and people that are literally cosplaying as basically sexual objects is sometimes.
Well, maybe I could go to the larger ones.
So it turned into Baldur's Gate where everybody's just trying to bang each other.
Oh yeah, I forgot there were.
There were a lot of Shadow Hearts, Ravens, and sexy Velmas at MegaCon, like all over the place.
Yeah.
I'll just have you know my spider sense is tingling.
My kahunas are tingling. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, even in 2014, I saw like there was this younger teenage girl. I think I talked to her. I think she was like 13, and I was surprised. But she was like cosplaying as like a sexy like Final Fantasy character, like skimpy like rags and nothing. And I'm like,
Herman, are you going to be cosplaying as Jordan Peterson?
Well, I thought I would go as a actually, it's not a bad idea. Sit there in a chair and cross my legs and go. Look at here, Bucko. I'm not here to watch your gluteus maximus hanging out of your thong. Please,
This is a convention, damn it.
This is a convention with comics, and clean up your room.
So are you telling me that IronCon 2025, I'm going to be spotting a random hedge walking down the aisleway speaking like Jordan Peterson?
Well, we already have Hedge as Jordan Peterson.
No!
Otter, you have to go as our token Ben Shapiro.
Panels, actually.
Obviously.
Well, I mean, I've already got that covered. Easy.
I've never seen a hedge for a Speedo before, and I'm not sure I like it.
Yeah, you haven't seen me in a Speedo yet either, but you know.
Yeah, and I really don't want to. I don't even want to see me.
I can go.
I'm just kidding. I'm not like that.
I'm just short.
No. I'm not like that in public.
That's a dream of mine. I want a property large enough I could walk out naked onto my balcony on my bedroom
that's only for Maji
without
size.
shame. Oh, jeez.
You could do that in the downtown New York without shame. I'm fairly certain.
Oh, me maybe. I have very little shame in regards to all that, but
you're practically a Democrat when it comes to shame.
Whoa!
I
have no shame, but I have
some Hedge family pictures.
Oh well, there we go. Do you have at least 2 sets of standards though?
What the hell are we looking at here? Is that supposed to be me?
Who are we cosplaying?
His relatives. It's Trash Heap from Fraggle Rock.
You have the same shape, Christian. You can fit in there perfectly.
You mean never mind.
No,
this is so hard to wear with headphones. Holy crap!
I was about to say,
look at this thing.
What the hell crawled up on your head and died?
Now just my
whoever Johnny Depp's replacement
Read
is.
out. Turn your camera back on. There's readout.
He was wearing the hat in solidarity with me, but then I took off the hat, so now he's just the one-headed man.
Hey, Readout, I actually got a question for you. Do you guys got any like Civil War conventions down there?
Down there? Down where?
Tricorners
He lives in Canada. Anything below him is down there.
Yeah, everything's down there from Canada.
Don't be smart.
You can't be.
I mean,
already covered.
I guess you have your. What would a Civil War convention be? I mean, we go out
reenactment.
Yeah, basically. And oh boy, I could probably make a 3-hour video of me just ranting about all that is wrong with the living history community.
Perfect. Do it.
No
dude.
doubt,
Let's
dude. I
not
have
even
stories from other
start
people.
about Renaissance.
You get a lot of thumbs up.
I try really hard not to be a jackass, but I can be a bit of a gatekeeper.
Just be a jackass. It's okay.
Dude, you easily could go full Sheldon at a Ren fair. All you need is a Star Trek uniform.
No, we're not even talking about the Ren Fair. That's a whole separate video. That's
a whole
topic for another time.
No, that's a
That is
whole
not
separate
living
series of
history.
videos.
I don't even include that as living history.
That's a whole
then-
separate category of hate.
Yeah.
But people are dressed far more appropriately there than at some of these cons sometimes. It
No.
seems. I've been to a Ren fair and I didn't see what you guys were describing.
There are different
Hey,
kinds,
Readout.
my friend. Different
What
kinds.
con is it? The one that's right?
Foo!
I couldn't hear
Fu
you.
Man
What?
Blue. Hail, everybody.
Oh, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
What are we not talking about?
We don't talk about Pittsburgh's convention system. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about the convention.
He lives right next to a furry con.
Not even joking.
Well, I went to Steel City Con 2 years ago, and that was
Oh,
nuts.
I got some news for you about Steel City Con that just happened today.
Oh,
So you see, the Maroneville Convention Center, where Steel City Con, aka the world's largest celebrity petting zoo, has been hosted
Yes.
for years on end.
Are you talking about a furry convention or an actual petting zoo?
No, Steel City Con is supposed to be a comics convention, but as
It's
Redoubt
Pittsburgh
had said, it's
Comic-Con.
become a celebrity petting zoo.
Oh,
So-
celebrity. I missed that word.
The convention center they hosted in, well, they've entered agreement with Hobby Lobby. No more conventions beginning this summer.
No way. Steel City is getting forced to move.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. I'm sorry. Okay, Steel City Con has the.
They're not going to
Yeah.
be able to relocate. They're
They're not going to.
They're
Yeah,
looking for another venue, but they're not going to be able to afford anything in downtown Pittsburgh. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Well, they're in what is it? Connellsville?
No, Maroneville.
Monroeville.
suburb
Yeah,
of
Monroeville.
Pittsburgh.
Okay, sorry. Bambo knows, I don't, but she's already going. Where are they moving to? So apparently, there's a chance they won't be able to find any place.
They say they're looking for other venues, but let's be real. If they couldn't keep up, if the owners of the convention center decide to go with another deal than keeping it as a convention center, probably means they can't afford to have something in downtown Pittsburgh. I'm just gonna.
So
assume.
what's up?
Yeah.
What's with the reputation of this con?
Okay, it's mostly
It's just a bigger con.
mostly the Monroeville Convention Center is in a abysmal location. I can't say much in the way for the people. I say that except for the fact that they've monetized the celebrities so hard that it's almost impossible to even see, let alone do a meet and greet.
Most of their April lineup, you're looking at almost $100 for any of the celebs just to get on.
Yeah. Well, okay, so just the top row of the celebs. And by the way, this is a Comic-Con where they're supposed to be comic professionals. They only list the celebrities showing up. John Carpenter, Molly Ringwald, Susan Sarandon, Natasha Liu Bordizzo, whatever. Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson, huh?
Yeah.
And Nara from Firefly, is that who you're talking about?
Marina Baccarin?
No, Natasha
different girl.
Liu Bordizzo.
Okay, different one.
Juliette Lewis, Deborah Messing. Yeah, that really. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the list of it and going, it's a lot shorter than it has been in the couple previous years.
Who are
But
these
at the
people?
same time, I'm going, well, shoot, where are like the comic pros that are supposed to be there? That's what gets me. I'm like, hey, if I'm going to a Comic-Con, show me the comic pros.
They're
I mean,
hanging out with the
okay, so
cosplayers.
yeah, at Big Lick we had only one row of comic pros, and that included Christopher Priest, John Beatty, Keith Williams, Howard Chaykin, Joe Stanton, and one other guy from the old guard that I'm blanking on. And then you had a few of the more modern ones like Matt Slay, but that was it. And then the rest of the area was kind of packed in with vendors of various sorts. There were almost no. Yeah, exactly. It's quite a surprise what you see for the celebrities. But Redoubt is right. It is a celebrity petting
Holy
zoo.
shit! The midget from that one
Shannon
bad season,
Doherty
that one
and-
bad TV show. Forgot.
I will say I didn't have a good reaction when I met Tom Savini when I was there. Apparently, he
Really?
likes going there.
Oh.
He was just either he was
Drunk.
trying to be deliberately freaky or he was a jerk. I don't know what it is. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, but meeting him was a very uncomfortable experience.
Now, can I
Tell me
compare
about
this to back when I was still going to cons? Last one was 2014. Like
You
some of
said better than me.
the bigger celebrities there, you would like they had times for signings. Even Stan Lee was there. It's probably my last chance I could have gotten to see the guy. And so him and like maybe 4 or 5 others, yeah, you had to pay for pictures and to see them, and it cost maybe at least typically at least $40, at most about $120.
The smaller cons, it's
yeah.
cheaper. The smaller cons, it is
Yeah.
cheaper usually, but you get what you can. I mean, I miss the days of the early '90s Chicago Comic-Con. I got to go to 4 of them, and no one charged for autographs at any level. It was just taken as is, as this is sort of part of being there and touching base with your fan base and getting the feedback and getting the warm fuzzies from them and selling some of your work and doing maybe some commissions. But I had 2 sketchbooks full from those eras of different artists that I got sketches, signatures, and doodles from.
That's right. Yeah, I heard about that era. I missed out on that whole.
Yeah, and I reminisced a little bit with Christopher Priest on that one, and we were both just sort of like, yeah, those were some awesome days, not only for the fans but also for the creators. I mean, I remember going into the bar after I had gotten the comic book stolen from me, and I
the plastic surgery everywhere.
Talking about on the far right side, yeah, it's really
well. Some of it's
That's Photoshop.
Some of it's Photoshop.
Yeah. Is it live or is it Photoshop?
Freaking hopefully, yeah.
Are they
But
live
yeah.
or 3D printed?
Yeah, that's about what it's going to become. Too.
Is it wet or is it dry?
Someone on the far right, somebody left their doll. Anyway,
but
geez, there's at least 3 people. At least 3 people that are there from 90210.
Yes, they sometimes will have theme reunions where they'll get whole cast.
And a few
back.
from the Breakfast Club.
When Steel City had Steel City had the year that we went, they had the entire main cast of or all the hobbits from Lord of the Rings. They had all 4 of them there, plus a few others.
That's pretty
and
cool.
and then the list of wrestlers was like a yard long. And the line that blew my mind was for the Undertaker. It
dude, he was huge.
Wow,
it left the building, wrapped outside, and went under. And if you know the Monroeville Convention Center, it wrapped under 2/3 of the parking lot underneath it. And almost every single one of them was for the Undertaker.
Wow,
that's yeah. That does he was my fave when I was still watching wrestling.
Yep. But that's the thing. About 1/3 of the celebrities are going to be ex-wrestlers. So, and that's the thing. These are Comic-Cons. Where are the creators? I can't even find a link to any creators there. So,
what show is that, Andrew?
Again, that's why it's a celebrity.
Is he
petting
doing a
zoo.
podcast like Stone Cold is doing?
Let me tell you about my podcast.
No, he's been going out and like having like small stage shows for like talk shows. Like he's gone to like small theaters. He just started at this year.
Oh, that's fun.
Well,
yeah, I've heard he's a really cool guy, actually.
loss of venue is one of the biggest backbreakers for cons. Usually, you lose your
even for
venue.
smaller events. Yeah, there was a big. Yeah.
I was invited to be a guest speaker at DualCon this year, and the month after I was invited, I got told, "Yeah, we couldn't secure the venue, so we're done." I'm like, "Well, crap."
So read out. We had the Vince McMahon stuff, and then we also had the Cody Rhodes or whatever with the.
I don't watch wrestling anymore. I don't know what's happening.
I don't either. That's why I'm asking you.
Why are you asking me? I don't watch it anymore.
I think he's speaking to your taste, Rito.
Saying the fans, we want Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes too. WWE, get the Rock
Who
versus
wants that? I like Roman
because
Reigns,
it's WWE, and they have such the most bizarre, convoluted ways of giving the people the matches they want.
Didn't
anybody want the people's elbow?
Didn't Netflix give Raw a deal?
Yes, at the end of this year, Monday Night Raw will be on Netflix. It'll be airing on Netflix. It is going off.
Wow.
You're gonna feel Raw by the time you're done watching it. Yeah.
All 3 hours of it. All 3 hours of its mediocrity.
Listen,
we're coming to you this Monday. We're going in Raw. 3 hours.
I still want you to recount because I was there that night. It was so funny watching you devolve. The last thing you watched.
give me like 2 minutes. I will tell you about. So last April, I mean, when did I join Royce's Guild? It had been not long before then. It was like the first time I had really gone on the voice chat, and up to that point I was pretty quiet. Well, WrestleMania was on, and I had on the background. And I just spent the evening between voice chat and watch WrestleMania. And that match between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, Billy was a witness to my exit from wrestling. And I mean, I've been on the fence for years, just ranting. I'm like, this is stupid. This is garbage. And then I'm just like, I can't do it anymore. I'm done. It was the 5 stages of, grief, essentially. I went through in 20 minutes. It was legendary if you were there on that voice chat that night. And I have yet to watch, I kid you not, I have yet to watch a single current wrestling show since that date, which was April of last year. And yeah. I just can't. I've kicked my head around like going, well, maybe I should just be gone, just put on for an hour or two. And I'm like, I can't. I just simply can't. What's the point? Which I think we're all with that on a lot of different things we used to love. It's just, we just reached the point like, I can't anymore. I'm going to do this new stuff. Yes. This is more fun.
I was done in about 8th grade for me. But
really? Yeah, that's when I quit.
Wrestling. I always hated wrestling.
I'm not even just talking about wrestling. I just mean anything in general in the past few years with the culture war stuff. Where we just reached the point where it's
I've given up watching Star Wars.
I'm done.
Mine was after the 8th grade.
Ever since I started writing, I barely watch TV and movies.
Same.
It's either I'm either watching, participating in live streams, or I'm on with you guys, or prepping all the stuff I want to annoy Royce with, or that only got one laugh. I was upset about that. Anyway, so but it's right.
I said that you memeing Royce has become a meme in and of itself. So
that's true.
You've driven some depth there.
The most outlandish thing I do anymore is video gaming or the occasional movie, and even that's becoming increasingly rare.
Last night, and role playing.
And there's nothing at the theaters. I mean, there's literally nothing at the theaters I want to see.
Yep. The last movie I watched was at home, and it was Conan the Barbarian.
I
watched it for the first time.
I found a cult movie last night that turned out to be great. It's called The Barbarians.
Yeah. With the two brothers.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was really fun.
I remember that when that came out. That was a great B movie fantasy schlock. So
I think the only movie I watched in the theaters last year, like the entire last year, was Godzilla -1.
Yeah, I wanted to see it, but I couldn't hack it.
Here's the thing: I read a tweet somewhere, or maybe it was on Facebook, where I think Chuck Dixon went off about Reign of Fire and how it's a bad piece of crap movie, blah blah blah. So I went back through.
That's a great movie.
It's okay.
I love that movie. It's if you just ignore some of the small things that are wrong with it, I love
the proportions of the dragons changing every scene that they're in.
It's a wyvern, yada yada. Get with it.
But the thing is I went through I went looking through the other movies that were released at that time. And I'm looking through all of these different movies and go, hey, that's a great movie. 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 I didn't like that. That was kind of stupid. That's a great movie. That was a great movie. And I'm like, my God, there were so many good movies released around that time that I can't say that now. Most of them suck. I mean, you look at them, you know what you're going to get, and they suck. And there's not a lot of them. And I'm just like, what happened to that? Well, COVID killed a lot of the movie theaters in Hollywood, but streaming knocked off some of the rest. But I mean,
9% of the theaters closed this year so far.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
The one right by Maji's house is closing. Very sad.
And the thing that kills me is that the movie theater, they could literally rev up the movie theater industry again, because people would pay money to go sit in those theaters and to watch blockbuster movies again, because streaming, there is just so much crap on streaming. You literally have to go through just pages and pages of garbage before you find something that's good. And my wife sits there and watches nothing but older stuff. Like she's on an NCSI kick.
I think NCIS is still the most watched show right now.
Yeah,
because there's so many of them. You could just put the playlist on, let it play in the background while you're doing stuff. So many people have NCIS just going.
Yeah, but I mean, she's a big movie buff, but we've found nothing to go out and see. There's just nothing out there. And we don't have streaming anymore. We don't have Netflix no more. So we got Amazon.
I ditched all of mine too. Like you said, you started watching less, and when I started working on my project, I have trouble getting interested, and even if it is good, I have trouble getting interested lately.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I need to watch less. I do admit that there are some movies coming out this year that, I'm kind of interested to see how they turn out and whatnot. But once again, it's a case of I'm gonna probably check the spoilers for most of them before I go see them. But it's at least okay. Like what was the one we got? Some friends told us that Migration is just an awesome family flick on. It looked funny, but it just didn't have enough to really grab us. But on the other hand, we saw Argyle, laughed our heads off, and it's crap. The movie is basically popcorn swilling fun, as I tell people. But
that's not a bad thing.
Oh no, exactly. It's pure escapism. I mean, I take that line or that phrase, popcorn swilling fun, kind of from Burt Reynolds, who says it's a popcorn movie. You go in, you laugh, you have fun, you eat popcorn, you leave, and you kind of want another one after that.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons in a nutshell.
Honor Among Thieves, yes, that absolutely.
Red Notice on Netflix with Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and freaking Gal Gadot. Same
Red. Yeah, Red. There's a good one of those.
Red and Red 2.
Yeah.
So Live Free or Die Hard I think counts as that. I had get some popcorn, watch the action for a while. I had a damn good time. That was one of there's few movies I walked out of the theater feeling invigorated and charged up, and for whatever reason, that one did it for me. I walked out, I'm like, I was pumped full of energy. I wanted to go work on stuff.
I saw Sonic 2 with my oldest in theaters. That was a fun time for him and I. It wasn't a perfect movie, but it was just good popcorn eating, funny, entertaining action, good story, good characters. It's just a little bit of everything that we liked, and he had a great time. I had a great time, and I almost took him to see it again.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that so many people have flat out forgotten in the industry is just entertain. And the biggest problem in the industry right now for that attitude is the critics, and that's I'll cite Argyle again. I'm looking at the critic rating, and of course it's crap. This movie is not meant to be freaking War and Peace. This is not meant to be Memento or anything by Kubrick. Come on now. It's a bunch of escapist fun that people who are having a rough time in life, they need something like that to just go and have fun and forget the troubles of their life every once in a while. It's Sullivan's Travels in a nutshell in regards to what's going on out there. People are having a rough time, and they don't need 10 courses of suffering and woe shoveled at them. They need just a tasty, good time to make them forget that life sucks rocks.
Well, your Dream Nebula is really good for that kind of entertainment as well. It's not freaking brainless, but it's a lot of fun.
I remember.
I'll definitely agree with that.
I was watching the Film Threat YouTube channel, and those guys have been in near Hollywood for a while, and they were saying that some writers they know have reached out to them. And every writers group approaches it as like, "What is it? Can we teach people, or what is it?"
That was a great video.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Film
So
Threat, I'll tell you,
writers groups
watch
are
that
right now.
show, watch that podcast. If you're writing, watch that podcast because there is so much craft. Even though it's aimed towards film, so much of that is applicable to writing comic
it's
books
all about
or
independent,
books.
really, at its core.
Yeah.
It's all about being independent. That's what it's all about,
Yes,
really.
exactly. And Chris Gore is and I don't remember the other guy's name. Ing is the last name, I think.
Andy Ing, I believe.
And they're insiders from long term. I mean, I'd never heard of them until I ran across Chris Gore in another interview series. I was like, oh, okay. And I kind of listened to him and said, dang, he has a lot of smart things to say. But those are the kind of things.
He was at old school X-Play back in the day. He was on Attack of the Show.
He's also been on Friday Night Tights a couple of times. That's how I rediscovered him.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch Friday Night Tights all the time, and I will catch
I've
one
never
of it
seen
occasionally. But
Chris Gore is from Michigan, believe it or not.
He lives like
Michigan
an hour away from me somewhere.
Oh,
I'll go stalk him one of these days.
George the Giant Slayer also has some good stuff because he's been out there in the Hollywood area and stuff.
Yeah. If you're in California, chances are you live 1 to 2 hours away from me because I'm just right near the damn center.
But I mean, I'm looking at what's in my local theater, and there's actually two I wouldn't mind seeing. One of them's Argyle, but there's another one that's called oh crap, I just lost it. I think it's called Out of Darkness, which that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember seeing a preview for that.
The Dune 2020. Well, yeah, it's Argyle and Out of Darkness are the only new movies.
I'll probably see Dune. I did actually. I really liked that first one.
I will probably watch it too.
Yeah, the Turning Red, a special theatrical engagement, and Mo Better Blues, which I didn't want to see the first time. I still don't want to see the second time. That's in there as well. That's out there as well. But that's it. I mean, summer. Well, we're not summer, but when I was a kid, you had a summer blockbuster. It was always summer blockbusters. And you could go and, I mean, oh my God, the amount of movies you could go see, and they were all big budget, great movies. And
look at what was released in 1984, 1985, 1983, and compare that to what's released nowadays.
Yeah,
there's no comparison.
You don't even got to go that far back. That's how bad movies are. Mm-hmm. You just got to go like a good decade.
1999. Go to 1999. What do you got?
2005.
Yeah. By then it was already starting to really decline.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, the end of the Lord of the Rings. That's the problem. That's Otherwise, you got in 1999, you got The Matrix, you got The Fellowship of the Ring. Oh man, what else? You got. I think it's Avatar. You got.
Yes, Spider-Man back.
You got Spider-Man.
Avatar-ed.
Yeah. You had the two out of the three movies. I like the third one. I'll be honest. I get it. It's not a good movie. Still enjoy it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You're absolutely right. That this year, the couple of movies that I'm really looking forward to is number one. I want to see the end of the Dune series because Denis Villeneuve has proven that he is not going to, just go woke to satisfy something. He's got the auteur gene. It's like trying to push Christopher Nolan around. You're not doing it. And on the other hand, I want to see Frozen Empire because I am a Ghostbusters fan from the day I saw it on opening weekend in '84, and have been wanting finally some good sequels to that, and they're doing it right. I'm not upset with the spawn of Egon Spengler kind of taking over from the old guard. There's been this wonderful blend.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah, well, and plus he's dead too. So,
and it's gonna save Paul Rudd's career from Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, that's exactly it. barring any colossal screw up somehow, yes. But yeah, that's the point. Is that people want to go see movies for escapism nowadays. The people that want to see it for some sort of deep philosophical meaning that reminds them of their days in film school, smoking pot while watching Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, man, we learned so much.
Yeah, go watch Barry. Yeah, go home and watch your Criterion cut of Barry Lyndon another 12 times. Just leave the rest of the humans alone.
I really understand women now that I've read the Scarlet Letter, dude.
They're so hung up on
The message.
that they forgot about fun.
You got the cut. Awesome.
Speaking of back in the day, I looked into it. There's actually a celebrity petting zoo coming to my town on May the 4th, and we're going to have the original voice of Donald Duck. I didn't know he was still kicking.
Oh my
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun.
Hey, Jim Cummings was the big animation star that was at the at Big Lick this year. So
there you go.
And he's a coming.
Yeah, well, speaking
And
of
they
fun,
also, for you old guys who like Land of the Lost, we got the old school cast coming
Whoa.
too.
Hey, that's pretty cool,
I haven't
actually.
seen that in years, dude.
I still have Slee Stack induced trauma.
So what are they doing a sequel to Land of the Lost?
I think they did a terrible movie with Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I won't.
I saw that one too. There was one joke that made me laugh in that.
Strangely enough, that movie is a guilty pleasure for me.
I understand that, Otter, because there are a couple jokes in there where I'm like, that's actually pretty fun.
I'm saying that as someone who legit enjoys the original series, but that movie is still just a weird guilty pleasure.
It's a walnut.
Did you know that Bill Lambier of the Detroit Pistons was one of the Slee Stacks?
No way. That's hilariously awesome. By the way, just sort of as a side note, con note, we've been going in the background here, checking out other cons. Hershey Comic Con has actually a serious collection of old school creators. It's more of a comic creator petting zoo. But that's a lot of the way those are supposed to be set up. You go and talk with your favorite people. But Bob McLeod, Scott Hanna, DG Chichester. Is it Chichester? I can never remember how its name is supposed to be pronounced. But I'm just sort of blown away that a classic inker is there of all people. Bob Wiacek. That one.
What has he worked on?
New Mutants, Star Wars, Amazing Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's been, for an inker, he's one of those guys that he always turned in a good job.
Yeah,
and he was very quick.
I wonder what run of the Hulk he worked on. So there are a few Hulk stories that I really enjoyed reading when I was younger, and even now. Like I grabbed a partial collection of World War Hulk the other day, Planet Hulk. That's right.
That's the good one.
That's one of his most popular runs too.
Yeah,
I just found out.
That storyline.
I just found out the lady from Stanley Kubrick's Psycho is still alive. I didn't know that.
Ha!
Yeah, apparently she's gonna be at the celebrity petting zoo too. So I gotta pet her while I'm there.
I mean,
we need to stop saying pet. I'm not. Yeah, it's.
We also really shouldn't.
I'm looking at some of these people. I don't want to be anywhere near them with my hands. I don't. Want
the celebrity aquarium. Is that better?
We're here.
She's still around, and that's amazing. She still looks fantastic too.
I'm sorry, but some of these. Oh yeah, Barbara Eden. She had to cancel on.
Oh my God! Plastic surgery. Oh God!
It's really working. You look so young.
Photoshop.
You want at her age,
it's a
she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, I don't care.
I mean,
we really shouldn't be bagging on these celebrities.
I'm not bagging on her. I think she looks fantastic considering her advanced years.
I mean,
I get.
I'd love to talk to.
I like natural. I like natural.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Susan Sarandon.
I agree.
I'm
I
a
like
bag
Susan
on them. They're fucking
Sarandon.
celebrities. Who gives a fuck?
Anyways, I posted the.
Oh, you're
the
not
local
published.
con.
You're not published. You know that you might not pee in somebody's cornflakes. That might be connected. That might be connected to the mouth that is going to say yes.
Oh no, I won't get hired by a publishing company, which I'm not going to even try to do. Oh,
all right.
If you spend a lot of time and effort, perhaps you can make something that's at the same quality as the Fourth Wing.
Yeah. Well, if you guys want fun, Otter, you run the RPG campaign, so you know how much fun that can be. But turns out Bonzart is putting together his own TTRPG system.
Yeah, he was
Not
telling
sure how
me
this.
about it the other
Yeah,
day. It looks really, really cool. I want to learn more about it.
I do too. And Otter, when it becomes available, I hope you don't mind giving that a spin. Maybe we could try playing a few games in his world.
Yeah, I
So-
think it would be really
That
fun.
would be fun. Yeah.
I would love to play test it. I told him that the other day, and we may get the chance to at some point here soon. We'll have to
That'd
see.
be
I'll have
awesome.
to talk with him more.
He works really
But
hard. to
right
make
now,
his
he's got this
everything so
Kickstarter
immersive.
going for Casket Girls.
Is this a comic book?
Yes, an illustrated novelette about mecha pilots fighting alien invaders from other realities in a world of steampunk and cosmic horror.
Those shoulder
Mecha
straps are the real
pilots,
heroes.
Steampunk,
Yeah.
cosmic horror. What could go wrong? This sounds like just awesome.
Wow, those buttons are they made them different back then, huh?
You know,
Yeah, that's how courses work.
there's two things that are really catching my attention here.
Obviously,
Tattoos?
the bunny, and then the
Well,
cross,
it's the
obviously.
bunny and the boxing man, of course.
A fist?
Wait, is she like one of
nice
those
tattoo.
Ukrainian women who can destroy watermelons? Like throw them up there. Anyway,
I don't know,
the
but,
comic looks good, man.
I'll let her drive.
That actually kind of looks like one of those old boxing helmets. Those leather boxing helmets.
Yeah, it does. No, that's fantastic, man.
Hang on, where it?
Oh yeah,
There we go. I hit enter. Why is it not going through?
I'm still looking at two things, but nothing's moving.
Unfortunately.
There we go. The link is in the chat. Yeah, there's no video yet. The campaign has not yet started. It's coming soon, but this does look pretty interesting. I just got a few items come in from Bonzart. I think one of them is a comic.
Son of a gun.
Well, anyway, we should probably wrap this up before my internet completely breaks. I can't even be in my studio room right now.
Don't let the internet hear you.
Too late for that, man.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I'm sitting on the porch. It's the only place where I can get a signal and talk without disturbing anyone else. Unfortunately, there are no plugs in here, and my battery's running down. So.
You need Starlink, man. I wish I still had it. Starlink was awesome.
Yeah, we were the router we had was not cutting the mustard, but it was putting out the range. Unfortunately, putting in the new router, it now moves all the data it's supposed to move, but the range doesn't seem to be as good. And I'm right on the edge of its freaking field, I guess.
Disappointing.
Disappointment. Yeah,
Anyway, man, it's been a fun show. Thanks for having us on again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Heck
thank you
yeah.
very much.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to try and start doing a little more of the. We'll have a bit more of an idea of what we're going to discuss, because when we have this many of us on at once, we kind of need something to keep us from going all over the place. Because
Isn't it the point of weekly wing it?
Yeah, remember it was weekly wing it when we had what, 4 on at a time, 5 max. You know, we have 10 people on a round table conversation here. Yeah, we can kind of go a little sporadic on what we're talking about.
What?
Yeah, now there's more on.
Any of us could say one thing, and each of us it'll remind each of us of completely different stuff, and we'll all start talking about it. And it's interesting, but it gets so wacky that things start to get lost in what people are saying.
Get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, so if we could
Anyways,
find a way to streamline just a bit better,
Anyways,
it may or may not work.
following, Guilty Gearhead. Speaking of plugs, Herman.
What?
Plug.
Oh, buy my book. Oh, yeah, buy The Revenant in the Tomb and The Wizard's Stone. You can get them pretty much anywhere, and you want to get The Revenant in the Tomb because follow-up.
A sequel.
Will be coming. Well, not sequel, follow-up. Whatever.
You will
be
not.
dropping in May.
Awesome.
Sweet.
And we shilled for you at the con, by the way. There were some people that were looking for more stuff like that. So we told them about you.
Nice, nice.
They didn't buy anything, but
not yet, but who knows?
All
Otter.
right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Otter,
Hey,
for being
Otter.
here and really making sure we represent all kinds of people here.
Yes, like the gay otter. Plug.
Including people that are not people.
God. I thought for sure you were gonna make that joke with the plug there, but whatever. I have a novella out called Curse of the Star Raids. If you like swords and sorcery in the vein of old school fantasy, then this story may just be your next big obsession. I've also got a couple of live streams coming up. First one, I'm going to be joining Kahuna tomorrow for a big 3x3 anime stream. Also on Thursday, I'm going to be joining author John A. Douglas on Author's Outpost on his channel.
Nice.
F yeah, dude. That's
I'll be
gonna
listening from the while driving. I'll be at work, but I'll be listening.
I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully my voice doesn't give out or anything. Hopefully not.
All right. MD.
Well, as usual, we have the releases of the Dream Nebula, the last book, The Waking Nightmares, released just recently. And it's nothing short of a swashbuckling, science fiction, snarky good time. I have, as you can be hearing, I'm going to be attending several cons over the next few months. You can find me at Fantasy down in Durham, North Carolina. We'll be there towards the middle of April. We are also going to be at Liberty Con. That is sold out. Sorry, that was a limited edition con. And we are gearing up for several others out there, and we'll see where we end up. Otherwise, I here on a fairly frequent basis on Winging It, Weekly Winging It, and other places that I can get on interviews, pestering Kahuna, for instance. We'll see if he lets me on the
IronAge Legends. It was a great conversation. Actually, episode two.
Episode
Yeah,
two, and we gotta do some more there. And so yeah, that's what's cooking for me right now, and probably tomorrow night too if Kahuna lets me in the channel.
Read out.
I will also be part of that panel for tomorrow's night stream on the Kahuna's channel. It'll be going live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I believe you mean 6 p.m. PST. The only timeline that really matters.
We outnumber you. It's Eastern.
I know, but you don't have kahunas like me. Anyway.
So I am looking forward to that because I get to show my weeb side. Okay, maybe that came out wrong, but it'll be a great time nevertheless. And Thursdays I go live on my channel, Readout Productions, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want a uninterrupted stream of my thought process, as horrifying as that can be, you can tune in to Uncut Histories every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Readout Productions.
Nice.
Frederick.
I have an 8-page comic coming out in the next issue of Anvil number 3, called Rattel Ancestors. It's kind of a prequel, 300 years in the past, to my current comic that I'm working on. If you want to know more about my current comic, I talk about it on the Why Bitcoin podcast, and I think Frequency has posted the link below or in the chat somewhere. And I'll also be presenting it at a Bitcoin meetup on February 29th. And you can only present on February 29th every 4 years. So don't miss it if you are in the Montreal area.
Nice.
Sweet.
Raven.
Nevermore.
Yeah, my life has been messy lately. So I'm trying to figure out the new normal and trying to work things in because I'm trying to get back to the book and doing some other things.
Nice.
Meanwhile, check out the IronAge media website and everything they've got going on there.
Yes. Christian.
A couple of things. I released a short the other day making fun of Royce, and it has almost 2,000 views. So I think YouTube's sending a clear message.
Wait, oh my god! I
Are
saw
you
it when
the
it
one
first
who
came out. I
chose that
didn't.
thumbnail?
Oh,
Is that something that YouTube just automatically
It
select?
picked automatically. I did not.
That is
what does it say?
perfect.
Like I came or something like that. Something fun.
Yeah.
By the way, I just posted Frederick's link in the chat again to the interview on Bitcoin.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, man. I did release my new intro the other day. It's not perfect, but it's something I've thought about for a long time, and I think I'm really proud of how it overall came together. So there's that. I have my show IronAge Legends. The Lord Otter and MD Mantra have both been guests, episodes 1 and 2 on there. I had episode 3, and I'm working on lining up guests for episodes 4, 5, and 6. And so that's very exciting. And I did decide the name of my kind of additional portion of that show. When I bring a guest back, it's not, we're going to call it, it's going to be IronAge Legends, but it's going to be a different moniker. It's going to be IronAge Myth. And it will be in relation to a new release of something that done by anyone who's been a previous guest. So that's going to be fun. And then tomorrow night, 6 p.m. PST, we will judge you for your weeaboo tendencies and your anime. Be there.
Anime.
Nani?
James.
Hello, dear friends. I too like Chinese cartoons. Anyways, if you want to check out my stuff, I am a short story writer and a world builder, and recently released my first short story audio, fully dramatized, full cast and everything for the separate
Hell
parts.
yeah.
You can check it out for free at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com, where I am currently writing the second portion to that short story, and we'll be turning it into a book or a novella or whatever it ends up being. We'll see.
Hell yeah.
And then
dude.
releasing that as a little audio drama as well. It's going to be fun.
Nice.
Billy Bob.
Kapla frequency.
Only gremlins. Anyway.
All right. Well, I recommend checking out Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. A Drink with Crazy goes live with IronAge Nights, and he's always got another indie creator on. You might find your next favorite there. Check it out on Fridays. Also, don't forget to check out my book, Haley Star Bad Kitty, a good, fun science fiction fantasy adventure. Well, I say it's sci-fi fantasy. There's a little discussion there. Y'all like to say it's more science fiction and fantasy, maybe science fantasy.
It's
we'll call it
definitely
that.
both. I'm reading it right now, and it's fantastic, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I hope you're having a good time.
I am.
But I think it's a good time, and now's a good time to catch up on that because the sequel is coming out in just a couple of months. Bad Kitty Haley's World, bigger adventure, bigger maps to explore, more power-ups. I'm talking about like it's a game again. Well, it just might be. That's the plan anyway. Check it out. Links. Yep, links for everybody here are in the description below. So check those out. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, we appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless.
Jewish space lasers.